And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, as it is a beautiful day here in Spearfish, South Dakota, and a packed house here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, as the Squatch faithful are ready to face off in Game 2 of a 3-game set against our friends from Laramie, Wyoming, the Gem City Bison, as they have made their way to Spearfish just yesterday, and they are looking for a win tonight against the Squatch, but unfortunately for them, it is going to be a hard challenge, as these Squatch are absolutely hot. We have a lot coming to tell you about that. And as the coaches are meeting up at home plate with the umpires, I am Win Andrews, the voice of your Spearfish Sasquatch this summer. It is a pleasure to be with you on this hot summer day, but it is a pretty one, as the Squatch are looking to take Game 2 and win this series. The Sasquatch are arguably the hottest team in the Independence League, and I only have to say arguably. I'd have to just say that is a matter of fact, as they have turned a major corner since starting the season 5-16 in that first half of the season, but they are winners in the last 8 winners in their last 8 of 10. So with the second half of the season resetting each team's record, the Squatch are very hot at the best possible time, as each game matters towards playoff contention in August. So you are back here today with me in Squatch territory for Game 2 against the Bison, as the Squatch are looking for a series win after a big 9-6 victory last night. After the Squatch put together a 9-run game behind 14 hits, and great performance from the Sasquatch bullpen, the Bison are here and they have chips on their shoulders. They played much better last night than what we saw in those first 3 games last week to start off last week's homestand. So they are hungry to take a game against the Squatch, as Spearfish leads this series matchup 4-0. So a 4-0 record, and hopefully we're able to improve it to 5-0 tonight. So as we are getting ready, and the umpires are getting ready to introduce the lineups, I will do that for you as well. So for the starting lineup for the visiting Gem City Bison, leading off is number 15, the center fielder, Derek Wood. Batting second, number 9, the shortstop, Quinn McCafferty. Batting third, number 7, the third baseman, Tyler Godfrey. And batting cleanup tonight, number 10, the designated hitter, Luke Bannister. Batting fifth, number 26, and catching for the Bison, Nico Pezzanella. We've heard that name a couple of times. Batting sixth, number 21, the first baseman, Keegan Schultz. Batting seventh, number 1, the left fielder, Tyler Bradley. Batting eighth, number 13, the right fielder, Justin Ross. And finishing up this lineup for Gem City in Game 2, number 6, the second baseman, Justice Panton. So now, as the Bison are headed out down the third baseline, we're going to call up the starting lineup for the guys down the first baseline, your hometown Spearfish Sasquatch. So leading off tonight, number 25, the right fielder, Nicky Winterstein. Batting second, number 24, the second baseman, Ryan Bachman. Batting third, number 27, the shortstop, Johnny McHenry. Hitting cleanup, number 2, the center fielder, Carson Green. Batting fifth and manning the hot corner tonight for the Spearfish Sasquatch, number 13, Ivan Palomino. Batting sixth, number 29, the first baseman, Keenan O'Brien. Batting seventh and catching, number 23, Andrew Johnson. Batting eighth, number 30, the designated hitter, Drew Biggerstaff. And finishing up this lineup tonight for the Bold and the Brave Spearfish Sasquatch, number 3, left fielder, Trey Vorwald. As we are starting to introduce our Spearfish Sasquatch tonight in Game 2, as they don the beautiful blue jerseys here tonight. After going all white yesterday, they are now blue jerseys and white pants. A beautiful combination on a beautiful day here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. We are so glad you're here with us. And as this lineup is being introduced, it is so difficult to find a weakness, 1 through 9. In terms of hitters, these guys have put together something special. And it is going to be fun to see what they can do tonight as they try to take the series win. And heck, if they win tonight, try to sweep tomorrow like they did the Bison those first 3 games last week. So as we are finishing up the lineup for the Sasquatch tonight, it is a full house for fireworks night. Some fun this Saturday. As we are nearing the national anthem, we are going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you with the men on the mound, as well as the coaches for each team. But as of right now, I am Win Andrews, your voice of the Squatch. It's going to be a fun one tonight, folks. We thank you for joining us.
Away from our first pitch.
Brody and Creed got something they want to say.
Let's play ball!
And play ball is exactly what we are about to do, as we have now entered the time for opening pitch. The first pitch of tonight's contest in Game 2 is about to be underway. It is 6:35 p.m. here in Game 2 as the Squatch and the Gym City Bison battle it out. The Squatch are 2-1 to start this year, the second half, excuse me, after a win last night against the Bison, and Gym City is now 1-2, and they are trying to even things up. But it is going to be a hard challenge. It will take a lot to make that happen because the Squatch are just struggling to lose, defensively and offensively. And a huge weapon can be seen on the mound right now for the Sasquatch. Kenji Miller, number 7, the starting pitcher tonight for the Sasquatch. He has been magical, as have many of these other starting pitchers for the Sasquatch. So we will be excited to see what Kenji has in store for us. As these Gym City hitters, a lot of times in Independence League, are so used to velocity, trying to catch up to fastballs. Kenji has a little more in that arsenal. Focuses a lot more on the off speed and breaking balls. And in his last start against the Big Sticks, he seemed to confuse the Big Stick hitters last week. They could not seem to catch up to anything, as Kenji has a 2.25 ERA through his first 2 starts this year. A bit of a small sample size, but it is by no means a fluke, as he is a very valuable asset on the mound for the Sasquatch. So we're going to be very excited to see what he has to offer tonight, as we are right on time today. This is the second game in a row, starting right when we're supposed to. We love that, as that was going to be a high pop-up on the first pitch and foul ground for Ivan Palomino. So 1 up, 1 down, 1 pitch, 1 out for Kenji, and that's about as easy as you could ask for. Derek Wood pops up for out number 1. As you could already tell right there, Derek tried ambushing it, not really sure. Late on that one and popped it up. So that's going to bring up Quinn McCafferty, who's playing shortstop tonight. So 1 ball, no strikes now. So Kinji from Shoreline, Washington, plays at Everett Community College alongside a few other guys that we have on the Sasquatch team. And they are very close teammates. Great guys. Damon Gaither, who played first base yesterday for the Squatch, alongside Drew Biggerstaff. You'll see him in a little bit. He is the designated hitter tonight. So the 2-1, and that is taken low for ball 3. And when I tell you it is a packed house, it is every bit of it. As this is fireworks night after all. We are celebrating the 2nd of July, a few days before the 4th. But that is okay. We will still have a huge Independence Day celebration on the 4th here at the ballpark against the Canyon County Spuds, as that is going to be the first walk of the night, a 1-out walk from Kinji, as Quinn McCafferty takes his base. And now Tyler Godfrey, the third baseman, steps back in. He batted third last night as well as playing third base, and nothing has changed tonight. And the pitch from Kinji. Big cut at that one, strike 1. And that is going to be a stolen base, as that one is going to get past Johnny and drifts over into shallow center. So very heads-up base running there from McCafferty to steal second. And Johnson didn't realize it until the last second, and threw a one-hopper that got past Johnny. Luckily, McCafferty didn't go any further. Stays put at second base. And now a runner in scoring position early. And Kinji keeping an eye on McCafferty, not making sure he doesn't want to go anywhere. So we'll see what he has to offer again to Godfrey. Ahead 0-1. Low and away for ball 1. Last homestand we had a fireworks night on Friday night. Great turnout there, but nothing like this one. It is a beautiful day for baseball. We are so glad that you were joining us, whether it's here or on the live stream. We are glad you are here with us tonight. The weather looks like it will be cooperating with us, as there are some clouds, but nothing that seems to be threatening at all. If anything, it'll just cover up the blazing sun. There's going to be a quick mound visit between Kinji and Johnson. Doesn't look like Kinji knows what's going on. Kind of gives the what's going on look to AJ. So they're going to talk things over real quick, as this is the starting battery tonight for your Sasquatch. It's good to see AJ behind the dish. Andrew had an illness earlier last week. He was not able to travel with the team to Fremont, so very great to see him back and feeling great as he gets the start tonight at catcher. So now the 1-1 from Kinji. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. After 2 innings last night, we had a quick weather delay after there was lightning in the area and all around the field. So we took about 45 minutes off and came back in an 8:15 start time, as that one is going to be lifted high out towards right center. Winterstein backs up, and that is out number 2, as he is going to throw over to third. Palomino down a bit down the third base line. So now McCafferty advances to third base on the pop fly as he hits it deep. So runner on third, 2 outs. Godfrey got way under that one. And Luke Bannister, the designated hitter, batting fourth. A very valuable hitter for the Bison, as Godfrey and Bannister alike have both stayed put at their point in the order, as Luke batted fourth again last night. And there it is, taking 4, strike 1. but it does not look like we will be having any storms tonight. And I cross my fingers on that, but it doesn't look to be anything threatening at all. A beautiful night here in Spearfish. The 1-1 fouled back. As Bannister's down to his last strike here in the top of the first. So we'll see what Kinji has to offer. Trying to finish Bannister here and head to the bottom of the inning. Get these Squatch bats going early, as they so tend to do. And that one is going to be a soft grounder, as Bachman is charging, fields it cleanly, throws over just in time for out number 3. So, outside of the 1-out walk, Kinji has a very easy top of the first, and the Squatch are hoping to go ahead and add on some runs here in the bottom of the first and take an early lead and not give the Bison any ideas. We have a lot more about Gem City as well as the Squatch offense, as we will be back with you in just a few minutes. You are watching Squatch Baseball here on our YouTube Live.
When you venture to Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
And Saturday night's all right for some baseball in Game 2 between the Bison and the Squatch, as Nicky Winterstein, who is leading off tonight for Spearfish, is hanging out, waiting for his first look at the pitcher on the mound tonight for Gem City, number 28, Jamison Eichhardt. I believe we saw him last week at some point. Can't remember if he was a starter on the mound. If he was brushed off pretty soon into the game, or he might have been out of the bullpen. Either way, I do remember the name. I think we've seen him at least once, and tonight he is getting his 3rd start on the mound, and this will be his 5th appearance overall. He's had 2 stints out of the bullpen, and he has been given the keys tonight for Gem City, and he is going to try to lead his team deep. Squatch looking to not let that happen. So Nicky Winterstein, who just graduated from Toledo, a great player for them, and now enjoying his 2nd summer here in Spearfish. So while Nicky is leading off and playing right field tonight, he also has a very special position next to his name. He is the interim head coach, as well as that one's going to be grounded up the middle, and that is going to be a leadoff single, as Winterstein is way off the base path, thinks about it, and now is going to run back just in time. He was halfway up to second base. Hesitated for a minute, thought about taking 2, and then ran back just in time. So there we go. Didn't take too long. Winterstein ambushed, and now sits at first base with Ryan Bachman. As I said earlier, the 1 through 9 guys here, you just can't seem to find a weakness whatsoever in the Sasquatch lineup. You have Winterstein, who's batting well above 300 so far, and then you look down at the traditional 2-3 punch. You have Ryan Bachman and then Johnny McHenry in the on-deck circle. These two play so well off of each other. It seems like one of them is always trying to one-up the other. And when they both follow each other in a baseball lineup for your team, you have to be feeling good about your chances. as it has gotten a bit darker here at Black Hills Energy. The clouds do seem to be a little more concerning, as I seem to have spoken too soon. There is a severe thunderstorm warning in the Spearfish area. Surprise, surprise. You can blame that one on me. I spoke it into existence. You're looking at a 60% chance at 7 and a 60% chance of just rain at 8. And that one is going to find a gap out in right center. And so Winterstein heading around second, going to third. Bachman is going to take his second base, and Winterstein's getting the wave around. He's coming home, and he is going to be there with a slide for an early 1-0 lead. Ryan Bachman dancing on second base. I feel you, man. I feel you. What a way to start tonight off. The fireworks have begun way too early, and we love to see it. So there we go. A 1-0 lead. Winterstein comes home, heads back to the dugout to work. That's his part-time head coaching job for right now. He did his job at the plate. And now we'll see what Johnny can do. As we said, so Bachman just had an RBI double. Johnny's going to try to outcompete him. This happens night in and night out. Looked like a breaking ball that fell into the zone for strike one. So the 0-1 from Eichart, who has already surrendered a run early in this game. A big hack up in the zone from Johnny. Takes his helmet off and heads back in. So the home crowd, which was rumored to have potentially been the largest crowd to date so far here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, is being able to witness a show so far, as that one's going to get away from the catcher. And Bachman, a few steps off the second base bag smartly and quickly takes third. So now a sac fly can do it, but I guarantee you that Johnny is not just looking for a sac fly. He does a great job. He can swing for the fences. He has the power behind that bat, but he also knows when to be a great situational hitter. We hope he puts that into play right now. The 1-2 from Eichart. And that one just fouled off. He got just a piece of it, so we will try again. So Eichart has a 1-1 record so far, a 9.23 ERA through his first 4 appearances. His last game against the Casper Horseheads, he went 1 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs, but only 1 of them earned, and giving up 4 hits in that time span. So that one is going to be grounded. That's going to get Bachman home, and Johnny racing up the first base line for out number 1. But a great job of getting Bach home, and now a 2-0 lead early here in the bottom of the first. So that's what we're talking about.
Batting for the Sasquatch cleanup tonight, center fielder, number 2, Carson Green.
So 1, 2, 3 hitters are deadly for the Squatch, but oh wait, I think I forgot to mention our cleanup guy is Carson Green, who's batting above 340 on the year. Yeah, his season's turned around for the better, to say the least. He has been on fire. Had a leadoff triple in the first inning yesterday. Sends that one for a ride out towards deep center field. And Woods stopping shy of the warning track for out number 2. Carson got just under that one. Hit it to the deepest part of the field.
Batting 5th tonight for the Sasquatch, third baseman, number 13, Ivan Palomino.
So now 2 outs, a 2-0 lead here in the first. As it looks like we just saw a bit of lightning in the distance over Crow Peak here in Spearfish, as that one is going to be a chopper directly to the shortstop. McCafferty fires, and the first baseman digs it out of the dirt for out number 3. So Eichart is able to get out of the inning, but not before a leadoff single, an RBI double from Bach, and a ground out that gets Ryan home for a 2-0 lead here early in this game. We head to the top of the second. Kenji Miller has a little run support to work with.
We're all going somewhere, going higher, faster, farther, going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
So our first look at Nico Pezzanella, who is batting in the 5-hole tonight for Gem City. We saw him plenty in the 3-game series against the Bison last week to start off the 6-game homestand, one in which the Sasquatch ended up with a 5-1 record, sweeping the Bison and taking 2 out of 3 against the Big Sticks. So if this homestand is anything like the last, we are in for some fun, as that one is going to be lined over the head of Keenan O'Brien in first, and Winterstein collects it. And that is going to be a leadoff single there for Pezzanella.
Batting for the Bison, their first baseman, number 21, Keegan Schultz.
So the 5, 6, 7 guys now for Gem City. And Keegan Schultz, who is playing first tonight. We saw him yesterday at shortstop. Kenji has a 2-0 lead to work with right now. Wants to keep it there against this pesky Bison lineup. That one is going to be grounded up the middle. Potential double play, but over the head of Bachman. And that one had a tricky, terrible hop. Looked like it was going to be pretty easy. Ran into something in the infield and did a high hop over the head of Bachman, almost taking his head off.
Number 1, Tyler Bradley.
But he is okay. So we got the ground ball, just not the best luck. That is now 2 hits for both teams. And Tyler Bradley, the left fielder. There are 2 Tylers in the lineup tonight for Gem City. Godfrey, who's batting third, and Bradley, who is at the plate right now. We'd love to see Tyler strike out. Nothing personal against him. It is just strictly business. The 0-1 now from Kenji. Checks over at second. The pitch. And that one curves out of the zone for ball 1. And the immediate weather threat that we have been looking and checking into seems to be potentially curving. You know, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to jinx anything because I tend to bring bad luck in these situations when it comes to weather. I'm not going to say that it looks like we might be able to escape this jam in terms of weather, but well, I guess I already said it. Anyway, back to baseball. 2 balls, 1 strike, runners on first and second, and no outs. And that one in on the hands of Bradley. Grounded foul up the first base line next to the Sasquatch dugout. Our social media man next to the Sasquatch dugout, Sean Massa, taking care of the dugout cam tonight. I'm sure it is a fun atmosphere to be a part of right now. The 2-2 from Kenji, swing and a miss as he sits down Bradley for a great breaking ball strikeout.
Batting now for the Bison, right fielder, number 13, the beer batter, Justin Ross.
And if you just heard it from our PA guy here with us in the booth, Justin Ross is stepping in, batting 8th and playing right field. He is, in fact, our beer batter. If he were to strike out, everyone here gets $1 off their beer. A very exciting deal to be a part of. And with a potential record crowd tonight, we'd love to see that put into fruition. And Kinji is ahead 0-1 to Ross. Justice Panton, the second baseman, on deck. Swing and a miss. There we go. He's ahead 0-2. So what will Kinji do? Try the fastball, the slider, the curve. What does he have in store? The pitch. Oh yeah, there we go. Takes care of Justin Ross. And as we said it, the beer batter has struck out. So if you are here at Black Hills Energy or still want to come, we might have a few tickets left. We'd love to see you tonight. Come get $1 off your beer.
Now batting for the Bison, second baseman, number 6, Justice Panton.
So Kinji Miller, a man of the people. And now Justice Panton rounding out the order for the first time tonight for the Bison. With runners on first and second and nobody out, Kinji's an out away from getting out of this. That one is fouled back for strike one. Carson Green manning center field as always. Nicky over in right field and Trey Vorwald, who will be in left tonight. We always have an ever-changing list of guys over at third base and left field, but all those guys are very capable of playing those positions. They do a great job defensively. And that one is low for ball one. So an early threat here from the Bison, as well as they are trying to get back into this 2-0 deficit, as AJ is going to try to throw to third and is going to be a bit high, so Palomino can't challenge Pezzanella, who just stole third base. Runners on the corners now, or excuse me, now runners on second and third. That was a double steal. So both runners in scoring position, and Kinji not wanting to see any sort of single or anything of that nature. Trying to finish Justice Panton here as he's ahead 1-2 on the outer edge of the zone. Close but no cigar. Just missed. A 2-2 count with Derek Wood and the on-deck circle, who is leading off tonight for Gym City. Come on, Kinji, 2-2. And that is ball 3. That one had some wicked movement on it. That off speed that almost curled back into the zone, but AJ unable to glove it. So now count runs full, as Justice has found his way back into a full count. The payoff pitch, and that one is going to get past Johnson, and that is going to score a runner after the wild pitch off of the glove. That one was way upstairs. AJ wasn't expecting it, and that's going to score Pezzanella. So a bad break there. It is a 2-1 ball game. And now Derek Wood steps back in with runners on the corners now. Still 2 outs. And Johnny heads out to the mound to talk it over with his pitcher. Last time against the Big Sticks, Kinji went 7 innings, giving up only 2 runs. Neither of them earned against the Sticks. And that was a 15-2 win for the Squatch that night. We hope he's able to go deep once more in Game 2 against Gym City. Fires that fastball in there for strike one. The pitch, and then Justice is going to try to steal second. The throw from AJ. McHenry is going to have a wild throw over to third, but Palomino able to recover very quickly to keep the runner over there in the form of Keegan Schultz at third. So now Kinji's ahead 0-2, but now faces Derek Wood with runners on second and third. After the Justice steal, so Kinji looking to get out of it here in the top of the second. He's going to make sure that Justice stays over it in the second base bag. Both runners for the Bison very quick. The 0-2 in the dirt. AJ, great job of keeping it in front of him. So Kinji still having good command for the most part, outside of the wild pitch on the full count that scored Pezzanella. He's done a good job in that regard, and a swing and a miss for out number 3. He's going to take care of Derek Wood. As we head to the bottom of the second, 2-1. Squatch are about to fight back and try to retaliate in order to cancel out that run that the Bison just scored. 2-1 ball game, Squatch on top. Is that cute? Let me see him. So we are back now here in the bottom of the second as the Squatch are looking to push on that 2-1 lead. Drive a few more across here in the bottom of the second. Kinji Miller allowed a run after a wild pitch that gets past AJ behind the plate, and that scored Nico Pezzanella. But outside of that pitch, Kinji's had a good start to the night against a very good Bison offense. The 0-2 to Keenan O'Brien as he grounds that one softly just foul up the first base line. Keenan is playing first base tonight and batting sixth. So 6, 7, 8 guys up for the Squatch after a very exciting bottom of the first. A single from Winterstein followed by a double from Bachman and a ground out RBI for Johnny McHenry to send Ryan home. And Keenan, not sure about that call at all, is going to walk back to the dugout after he is called out on strikes for out number 1. So here we go with Andrew Johnson, the catcher.
Catcher number 23, Andrew Johnson.
As it is July 2nd. I said that in the most southern accent I could have ever said. July 2nd, excuse me. 7:07 p.m. That one is going to plunk AJ right on the top of the back. He's going to take his base. Not a good welcome back. And my video production man, Patrick Hennessy, in the booth telling me that that hit him on the helmet. He has a better view on the broadcast than I do. So potentially even worse. Hope AJ is okay. That's never good to feel. But a runner on first base in Andrew Johnson and 1 out for Drew Biggerstaff, the designated hitter. So here we go, the 0-1, way inside, and that is going to hit Biggerstaff. Takes his base. Knew it right off the bat, so back-to-back hit by pitches for the Sasquatch against Jamison Eichart. Struggling with his command early. He might be trying to figure something out, trying to throw around the zone, because whenever he was throwing fastballs directly to the Sasquatch, they were squaring him up left and right. In the bottom of the first. So here we are in the second with runners on first and second. And Trey Vorwald takes a power swing there for strike one. As the weather is continuing just to look nastier and nastier around us. What more do you expect from a summer day here in South Dakota, or anywhere for that matter? Seems that there's always a summer storm to follow as the sun starts to set. And our general hope here is that for the most part it will circle around the park as it has done multiple times so far this year. We've gotten very lucky with the weather that we've been dealt. And thanks to the mountains actually technically in front of us on the live stream, behind center field, a lot of the times it directs clouds both ways, makes them separate and go around the field. We hope that's the case tonight. 2 balls, 1 strike to Trey. And looked to be a breaking ball, falls in the zone for strike 2. So count runs even now for Eichart against Vorwald. We'll see what Trey can do. Way upstairs, ball 3, full count.
It's a full count, he can hear you.
So the Spearfish Sasquatch hitting .251 at the plate overall this season as a team. And that is a far cry from where they started this year below the Mendoza line as a team. Batting less than 200, not a pretty sight. And something, I don't know what it was, whether it be the new players that have joined the team to provide a breath of fresh air, or just everyone finding a collective groove that has turned things around, but you're not seeing as many swings and misses. The full count to Trey. And he is going to take that inside. Base is loaded now. So AJ gets hit. Biggerstaff gets hit. And now a full count walk to Trey Vorwald is going to run this lineup right over again. Nicky Winterstein stepping in. I tell you what, opposing pitchers cannot find a break in this lineup. And that's alongside actually having everyone at full health. There is plenty of depth in the Sasquatch dugout. And it seems that whatever lineup that the Sasquatch put together night in and night out, they are going to find a way to win. They are determined. And they are looking to win out here in the second half to be placed in the playoffs come August. So the Bison fought back and grabbed a run of their own in the top of the second, and here with bases loaded and 1 out, Nicky Winterstein looking to cancel it out, maybe add on a few more afterwards. Low and away in the dirt, ball 1. So we'll see what the leadoff hitter / interim head coach can do. He's already put one in play earlier and gotten a run across. as the count is now even 1-1. And we're starting to see some potential blue skies behind these ominous clouds out past center field. Hopefully that trend continues. We want fireworks tonight. And that one is going to get away from the catcher. And Andrew Johnson smartly stays at third. Got away from Pezzanella behind the plate, but not too far. Two balls, one strike. Nicky Winterstein in front of a sold-out crowd. Takes that one for strike two. I just said cloud instead of crowd. My mind is still on this weather. So here we go again. The 2-2, bases loaded. Fouls that one off. Nicky is not an easy at bat.
Foul ball to the concession stand and get a swatch buck brought to you by State Farm agent Jody Garcia.
As through 6 games played, he's batting .385 with 10 hits and 26 at bats. He's having a good start to the season. The 2-2 lifts that one foul again, right out past the Bison bullpen. So, a unanimous captain of this Sasquatch team. So he has just graduated from Toledo. The oldest player of the Sasquatch. And you can tell he's seasoned, fouling off these pitches as a professional. As Eichhardt is not going to get away from this at bat easily, because bases loaded and 1 out. Even if he got past Winterstein, he still has Ryan Bachman, who just had that RBI double to worry about. Pitch upstairs, full count. Eichhardt has to throw a strike or he will walk a run in.
Full count with the bases juiced.
So come on, Nicky, give the people what they want. The payoff pitch, grounded up to the shortstop, and they are going to fire over to first for an out just in time, but not before getting that run right back. Andrew Johnson comes home, a 3-1 ball game. As we started right back where we were in the bottom of the first.
Now for the Sasquatch, second baseman, Ryan Bachman.
As if nothing ever happened in the top of the second. And Ryan Bachman now with runners on second and third, looking to continue his success at the plate. The 2-out pitch, and that is going to be way inside. Looked like it could have potentially gotten Ryan. Curls inward, but it does not appear to hit him. So Eichhardt got lucky there. As there are lots of babies in the park tonight. We love to see that, celebrating with their families. We have a few of them just sitting on the top of the dugouts. I actually made a friend earlier. Not sure her name, but she was waving at me for about 5 minutes. A 1-1. And a big hack there. So now Bachman down to his last strike. Game 2 of this series has lived up to the expectations to this point. Both very hot offenses. Squatch looking to get the better of the Bison here tonight. Way inside. Ryan doesn't seem to budge much at all. He'll take his walk if he has to. So here we are, runners on, second and third. Deuces wild for Ryan Bachman. See Eichhardt's pitch. Is going to hit that one, and it is going to go just foul. Shot way down the right field line. So we will try again here. Eichhardt, we're about to work on his 42nd pitch so far. The 2-2 once more. Fouls off. McHenry on deck in a 3-1 ball game. If Ryan gets one to drop, 1 and potentially 2 with Trey Vorwald on second base could score. Vorwald, the ever speedy left fielder. Always happy to see him in the lineup. The pitch. It's going to be way inside, and that one does hit him. So, after testing Ryan's patience at the plate a couple of times throwing way inside, he does eventually hit him, and now bases are loaded again for Johnny McHenry. And Jamison Eichhardt, my friend, I know you didn't do that on purpose, but you have worked yourself into a bit of a jam here with Johnny up, and bases loaded. Because you are about to face off against a man who went 4 for 4 last night with 2 runs driven in. It doesn't get any easier from here. Inside, ball 1. Very excited to be hearing the numbers. We'll get an official count of how many have showed up in attendance tonight for Game 2. But it is going to be fun to see if we have sold out a record crowd tonight. So for the Bison, their offense was never the problem. It has been consistent pitching on the mound. As the Squatch have really, that one was more of a half-hearted swing. Tried to check, goes off the bat, and fouled down the first base line. But the Squatch have just run out most of these starting pitchers for the Bison early throughout the first 4 games they've played against each other. And if the Squatch keep it up here, as we're only in the bottom of the second, the same could be said for Eichhardt if he doesn't get out of it here. And that breaking ball is going to not be able to find the zone. The 2-2 now to Johnny. Fouls it off. Earlier in the season, when we struggled to have runners come across with bases loaded and seemingly no one out all the time, it just seemed like these situations were going to be instant swing and misses. Not anymore. But I spoke too soon. That was a bit ironic there, even though Johnny McHenry does not swing and miss very often. He does there against Eichhardt, as Jamison is going to get out of a bases loaded jam with 2 outs. But now before a run crosses, here on Fireworks Night. It is a Saturday night here at the park, and we are already having fireworks going off mid-game. So that's a fun twist. We love to see that. So we are so glad you're here with us tonight. I am Wynn Andrews, your voice of the Squatch. Squatch have a 3-1 lead, and Kenji looking to protect it here in the top of the 3rd. So to the top of the third we go, as we are almost an hour into this game. It has been a slow one so far, as both offenses have been pushing the limits of the opposing pitchers. High Cart's limits for the Bison have been pushed a little more than Kinji to this point. Outside of a wild pitch that scored a run, Kinji is looking to have another great game tonight. Against McCafferty, the shortstop, who steps in. So McCafferty from Bighorn, Wyoming is going to send that one out towards right field. And a quick jump for Nicky Winterstein, able to get under that one in time for out number 1.
Batting for the Bison, third baseman Tyler Godfrey.
So Tyler Godfrey stepping in again now with 1 out. And that one finds the zone on the inside edge for strike 1 against Godfrey. Kinji's not necessarily looking to blow it right past you. That was never his intent. He definitely wants to work more on the deception factor, and he does that perfectly. Whether it be the off-speed or the breaking ball pitches, he can speed it up and slow it down. As he is ahead 0-2 now to Godfrey. We'll see what he throws. A little outside as fireworks pop in the distance. It is fireworks night after all. Just 2 days away from the 4th of July. The 1-2 now for Miller. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 takes care of Godfrey. And now Kinji is working himself through potentially quick third inning. And Luke Bannister, the power hitter tonight for the Bison, by far the most powerful guy on this Gym City lineup. Steps in with 2 outs. That's exactly where you want to see him. The designated hitter for Gym City takes a big cut all the way through for strike 1. So as I like to say, that Kinji likes to rely on contact a lot of the times. He is still very capable of striking guys out because they are not used to a lot of that off-speed movement. In fact, against the Big Sticks, he struck out 7 last week. And he's working on adding to that number tonight. And he has a good start. And that one is going to take care of Luke Bannister, as he has no answer for Kinji Miller. After a 1-2-3 inning, 3 up, 3 down for Kinji as he heads back to the dugout. And the Squatch looking just to add on to this 3-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 3rd on Saturday night, fireworks night.
Human health, we keep going so you can keep going. With advanced orthopedic care, technology, innovations, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner.
So the Sasquatch looking to add on to the 3-1 lead that they own right now here in Game 2 against the Gym City Bison, who made their way from Laramie, Wyoming yesterday, excuse me. And the Sasquatch took care of business here in Game 1, looking to do more of the same tonight. As Carson Green steps in. So Jamison Eichhart just got out of a bases loaded jam with 2 outs, but he had to go through the power of Nicky Winterstein, Ryan Bachman, and Johnny McHenry, and still ended up giving up a run. So as he walks back on the mound, he is met with a quick realization that he still has to go through Carson Green, Palomino, and Keenan O'Brien, who is a great contact hitter. The 0-1. Taken out for ball 1. So the Squatch looking to keep business rolling tonight. The 1-1 way inside again. 2 Sasquatch hitters were hit in the second inning before eventually loading the bases. That was Andrew Johnson and Drew Biggerstaff, who both got on via the hit by pitch. As Green is going to lift that one out towards right field, and the right fielder still going back as that one kept carrying as he raced back just shy of the warning track for out number 1. No place is safe in this stadium with Carson Green the way he's hitting right now. As he almost got that one to drop, and now Ivan Palomino stepping up with 1 out. So last night, Gabe Springer was the third baseman. Tonight, it's Ivan. And other nights, we have Griffin Sharon. All 3 of those guys do a great job of it, further emphasizing the depth that this team has when they are fully healthy and all together. Throughout the struggles of the early season, most guys knew that they would be playing each night because there weren't many options to choose from. And now within the past 2 and 3 weeks, the Squatch have finally gotten everyone together, and this is a powerhouse to be reckoned with. As Keenan O'Brien is in the on-deck circle, a 1-2 count now to Ivan. The pitch. He is going to ground that one softly over as the first baseman is going to race out Ivan. Good hustle from Palomino down the first base line, but not in time. So a quick 2 outs now for Jamison Eichhart.
We'll have a couple of contestants for our next game. Will Caleb and Rob please report to the host stand over at the front gate? Caleb and Rob.
We are so glad you were joining us tonight. A beautiful night here. Well, actually, it was beautiful before about 30 minutes ago, where a huge storm cell, as it always seems to be, just a one big cloud, always finds its way around the park. But so far, we have avoided any sort of weather delays. Haven't experienced rain yet, and I hope that stays the same. As Keenan O'Brien is in, takes that one up for ball 1. But hopefully once these clouds pass, it will continue to be a beautiful night here for fireworks night. And O'Brien is going to let that one drop out towards center field, as there is a big lightning strike over right when O'Brien made contact. It seemed that the lightning strike made its impact over out towards left field, and it doesn't look like we're getting the worst of that.
Batting for the Sasquatch, it is the catcher, number 23, Andrew Johnson.
So a 2-out shot lined out to center field. It's going to let O'Brien stand over at first base. As Andrew Johnson is in again. 1 ball, no strikes, and a runner on first. 2 outs. So let's get AJ's performance at the plate going again. A 1-1 count now to Andrew Johnson. Johnson plays at Trinity International University and looking to get his offensive season on track. Watches that one sail inside for ball 2. So the Squatch offense mustered 27 runs through the 3 games in Fremont after their series win, 9 runs in each game. And last night in game 1 against the Bison, they scored 9 as well. So you can't be more consistent than that. 9 runs scored in their last 4 games. They have hit a streak and just can't stop. So now the 2-2 to AJ with O'Brien on first. The pitch. Fouled back, just got a piece of it. So 13-18 overall after the Squatch started 5-16 on the year. Things are looking up, and looking up significantly. The 2-2 as the wind is starting to pick up. Johnson stays in the fight, fouls it back once more.
Remember to take the foul ball to the concession stand and get a Squatch Buck, brought to you by State Farm agent Jody Garcia.
And another thing outside of just the talent of this team overall, being able to see the personalities of these guys fighting for each other. Obviously it is summer ball, but they take this very seriously. Always positive attitudes, and AJ is one of those guys. Always greeting you with a smile when you head into the dugout. Way up high for ball 3. AJ nods that one off.
I say A, you say J.
So after getting back quickly, 0-2, he's looking to fight back into it right now and maybe take a walk. So the wind is definitely starting to play a role here, as we are hoping that this storm wheels its way around us, as O'Brien's going to try to steal second, has to race back after AJ fouls it off. And now the wind is definitely playing a role, as everything is starting to blow around here. We hope that the headset that I'm speaking through is not completely just blasting back at home over the live stream. But we can play through wind, we just can't play through lightning or any of the severe thunderstorm warnings that we've been receiving. The payoff pitch, O'Brien's trying to steal again, and AJ's going to keep it up. Great job of Andrew Johnson keeping up in this battle. And if nothing else, really probably irritating Jamison Eichhardt, getting that pitch count up. As before the single, Eichhardt was an out away from going 1-2-3, as Johnson is going to bloop that one out towards right, and that was going to drop as Panton caught it off for a second at second base, and then eventually waved it off after he realized that it carried a little farther out into right field than he expected. So now runners on the corners after the bloop single shot from Andrew Johnson. What a battle and what a result.
Batting out for the Sasquatch, designated hitter, number 30, Drew Biggerstaff.
So now Eichhardt's going to have to continue this inning. That was not in his plans against Drew Biggerstaff. He got plunked the last time up. 3 runs, 4 hits on the night, and 1 error for the Sasquatch. Let's see what Drew has in store. Fouls that one back for strike 1. Trey Vorwald on deck. This actually feels kind of good. And if all the rest of the storming, holds off, feels great after it was so hot earlier on. Biggerstaff spits on that one, way inside and in the dirt for ball 1. So the Squatch on the hunt to win their 4th consecutive series tonight, as that one is going to get past the shortstop. That's going to bring O'Brien home. AJ sits over at second base. An RBI single for Drew Biggerstaff There's a reason he is the designated hitter for plays just like that. A great situational guy to have up at the plate.
Batting for the Sasquatch, left fielder, number 3, Trey Vorwald.
As Trey Vorwald rounds out the order here in the bottom of the third. We hope it doesn't stop here. Let's keep this fun going. A 4-1 lead now for the Sasquatch, as there is going to be a quick mound visit to try to figure out what to do with Trey. So these Bison pitchers just can't win. The Sasquatch have it figured out at the plate. It is the perfect medium here for the Sasquatch. They have it going on. As the Bison pitchers, if they throw around the zone, the Squatch are going to be patient. And they will wait all day until they find the pitch they want. And if you try to attack them directly, they're going to make you pay. So a no-win situation now for Eichhardt on the mound, as he has to face off against Vorwald. Upstairs for ball 1. The 1-0 with AJ on second base and Biggerstaff on first. Trey fouls that one off. And what else you have to love about this Sasquatch depth is all the many positions that so many of these guys can play. Since Andrew's catching tonight, Drew Biggerstaff, who can play first and catch behind the plate. We've seen him do that multiple times. Both of them are on first and second base right now. Vorwald gets just a piece of it again, staying in this fight. A 1-2 count with 2 outs and runners on first and second. And so there's 2 catchers on the base paths right now, and we just saw the third one, Keenan O'Brien. A few minutes ago, he was playing first tonight and catching behind the plate in Game 3 tomorrow with Hunter Pauly on the mound. Vorwald holds off as the count runs even. Now a 2-2. As we are seeing it once more, Squatch waiting until they get the pitch they want. Has to be so irritating for the opposing pitching. As Vorwald is going to send a soft chopper. He's trying to race it out over at first base, and the throw is going to be safe as he beats it out just in time. A great hustle play there from Trey, noticing it right off the bat. A high chopper over the head of the pitcher. And as Justice Panton tried to rush in at it on time, Trey Vorwald is halfway up the first base line, beats it out by half a step. Bases are loaded now with 2 outs, and Eichhardt's going to have to go through the thunder again. Nicky Winterstein steps in as he is the leadoff hitter. A tough situation to be in. Now 6 hits and 4 runs to show for it for the Squatch, playing their brand of baseball. Eichhardt looking to get out of his second consecutive inning with bases loaded and 2 outs. Throws that one inside. Breaking ball did not break that much. The 1-1 to Nicky. Fouls it back. So just a laborious at-bat after a laborious at-bat for Eichhardt on the mound, as well as many of these opposing teams' pitchers who are having to deal with the brunt of the Squatch finally finding their groove. And for us here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, it's fun to watch, as Nicky sends that one out for a ride deep out towards center field, but not deep enough, as Wood backtracks and then runs in at the last possible second, as it didn't seem to carry as far as he thought. But nevertheless, he takes care of it for out number 3. Squatch are squaring him up once more. It's looking to prove very good for us tonight in Game 2. A 4-1 lead, and Kenji Miller comes out to protect that 3-run game. So we'll be right back with you on Fireworks Night here, as the Squatch are looking to take this series against the Gem City Bison. So welcome back here in the top of the 4th inning as the Spearfish Sasquatch hold a 4-1 lead against the Gem City Bison. As well, apparently we're here in the booth. Wow, okay. Hey, how are we doing? I'm Win Andrews, voice of the Squatch, and we're supposed to be watching baseball, so let's get it back here. As Squatch have a 3-run lead, and Kenji Miller back out as that one is going to be grounded past the outstretched arms of O'Brien for a first pitch single. And that is going to look like Luke Bannister. We got a hold of that one for a no-out single over to right field. And now Keegan Schultz, the tall, or excuse me, we're looking at a different one now. That is Nico Pezzanella, who is over at first base. And now we have Keegan Schultz, the first baseman. I was looking at yesterday's matchups. So 1 run on 3 hits for the Bison. A very dangerous lineup. Kenji has his work cut out for him, as that one's going to be a high fly ball out towards right field. Nicky Winterstein calls it off for out number 1. So that takes care of Schultz. And now the 7-hitter Tyler Bradley steps up.
Batting for the Bison, Tyler Bradley.
So a packed house tonight as the sun is starting to show once more. We hope that stays the case, as that one's going to be way over the head of Johnny McHenry. The throw from AJ way off line, but luckily with the slide, Pezzanella stays over at second. And he's not going to try the arm of Carson Green in shallow center to try to steal third. Green showed what he can do just last night in a 3-run ball game. After a bloop single out towards shallow center, Green picked it up, and as the runner was coming around third, threw him out right at home plate. Great play there from Carson Green and Davis Carr, who was the catcher last night, as that one is going to be hit out into shallow left. So Trey Vorwald keeps it in front of him, and Pezzanella stays put at third. So 1 out, but now runners on the corners, as the Bison are not giving up at any point in time. As we said, a very dangerous lineup, and they are hungry. The Squatch own the series matchup so far after last night's Game 1 win and the sweep last week to start out the homestand. Squatch have a 4-0 record against the Bison. Gem City wants at least 1. And Kenji Miller not looking to give that to them tonight. A double play would be nice here. Or maybe a strikeout, considering Justin Ross is the beer batter. Swing and a miss. He struck out the first time around. So everyone who is here in the park, who is old enough to drink and wants to drink, could get $1 off their beer. Why not go 2 for 2 in that stat, as that is going to be a stand-up steal there from Schultz. Now runners at second and third. The double play is no longer. So let's see how Kenji can get out of this with a 3-run lead. And Ross, the potential tying run. But we are in fact getting closer. A 1-2 count against the beer batter. Love to see him strike out again. The pitch, little outside on the edge of the plate for ball 2. As Samson the Sasquatch in front of us in the booth. Always having a good time, celebrating fireworks tonight. We're having a good time. Gave me a fist bump. He's making his rounds around the park. And the 2-2. And that one is low for ball 3. Count runs full. So Kenji looking to avoid loading the bases against the beer batter. The pitch fouled off as Ross is staying put at home plate, trying to keep this battle going. Justice Panton, the second baseman, on deck. It was a 9-6 victory last night for the Squatch, and a very convincing one at that as they came from behind. And we don't want to see that tonight, neither does Kenji Miller. He doesn't want to come from behind at any point, as he strikes out Justin Ross for the second time tonight. Sits him down both times he's seen him. So a huge strikeout there to take care of Ross with runners on second and third. And Justice Panton stepping up with 2 outs. Kenji looking to finish off the threat here. Fires that one in for strike one, and the sun is peeking out around the clouds, shining down across the field. I've never been so happy to see the sun. It was beaming on us earlier, and then when we thought there might be a severe thunderstorm, it went around us. So very happy for this weather, as we are celebrating fireworks night tonight. We don't want those to be rained out. We've had a few fireworks of our own early in this game. 2 runs have crossed in the first, and then 1 in both the bottom of the second and third innings, as the Squatch have a 4-1 ball game, and Kenji looking to keep it right there. Pitch to Panton, as Justice thinks about going around but holds back, but either way it is a strike, a 1-2 count. So we'd love to see another one of those pitches. We'll see what Kenji throws. The 1-2 to Justice is going to find a way into right field. So that one drops, and that is going to score 2. The throw from Johnson over, as that is going to be a sliding double for Justice after the throw from Nicky in right field back home. So now it is a 1-run ball game, as Kenji was 1 strike away from getting out of it. But great situational hitting there from Justice just to get enough of it. Drives it over into right field for 2 runs to score. And now he sits on second base. And now Derek Wood, the center fielder. Still a 4-3 ball game in favor of the Squatch, but we don't want any more drama here in the 4th. 5 hits now for the Bison. The 2-out pitch. Big swing and a miss. There's some of that deception we were talking about. Falls out of the zone at the very last second. And Derek Wood had no answer for it. The 0-1. Tried it again. A little more outside that time. Wood didn't budge, so a 1-1 count with 2 outs. And the pitch again. That was going to get past AJ off the backstop. And that is going to be an easy run over to third for Justice. So now count runs 2-1. But luckily 2 outs. So the 2-1 is going to be lifted foul. Way down out towards the left side. So now the count runs even as Kenji's fighting his way back into it. Let's finish business here in the 4th, Kenji. Let's see what you got. The 2-2. And that was going to get past AJ, and that is not what you wanted to happen, as Justice is able to just run across home plate. He had a good lead off of the third base line. And now that is the 2nd run that is going to score on the night after a wild pitch that gets past AJ. So now bases are cleared. Not the way you want it to happen. And a tied ball game now as Panton comes home. And a full count with 2 outs. And that one's going to be out of the zone. Kenji not sure about that one. motioning to the ump, does not agree with the call. It looked to be a good pitch, but just outside. So there's going to be a quick mound visit now as
Last call for you to sign up for a chance at
AJ heads to the mound, and
$10,000
Kinji still with his arms wide, wondering what's going on.
In the 8th inning, the winner will be going home with the top prize of
So 1 run crossed in the second, and now 3 in the fourth for Kinji. But even in the first and third innings,
Visit the guest services tent to sign
the
up
Bison
for
have still been threatening outside of that 1-2-3 inning from Kinji. But they have been busy on the base paths, not making it easy on Miller. So, with Quinn McCafferty up,
Bison Quinn McCafferty.
we'll see what Kinji has in store now. And that one's fired for a strike. He was ahead last at bat, and then fell behind and eventually walked the batter. So 4 runs on 5 hits now for the Bison, and another steal attempt as they have been aggressive all night. And AJ shakes his head. He's been unable to have any luck throwing any runner out at second, but props to the Bison. They have had a good jump all night. Playing it smart but aggressive. Taking a page out of the Sasquatch handbook. So hopefully McCafferty is the final out here in the fourth. Takes that one for called strike 2. It is now a tied ball game after the Bison have shown their teeth. The 1-2 from Kinji. It's going to be grounded just foul. This has been a long inning for Miller. So Miller about to work on his 73rd pitch here against Quinn McCafferty as the count is even. He's trying to get through 4 innings. He's a strike away. And that one is fouled down the right field line out past the Squatch bullpen. And Derek Wood had another great lead. He was about to steal third. He has to race back now after the foul off from McCafferty. So now the 2-2 is going to be grounded, a high chopper. Kinji, very calm, throws over to first base for out number 3. So he's able to get out of it, but not before the Bison come roaring back, scoring 3 of their own in the top of the 4th to make this a 4-4 ball game. But you know what that means. The Squatch have a great job of retaliating in the bottom half of these innings. So as the Bison score 3, don't be surprised to see the Squatch put up a number of their own. We head to the bottom of the 4th, all tied up at 4.
Knee replacement? With the area's only ROSA robot, Monument Health offers a more personalized and precise procedure, customized for your anatomy. Get going with Monument Health, your partner for advanced orthopedic care.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice strike.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
So a now tied ball game here in the bottom of the 4th inning after the Bison were able to come back, and Bachman is going to attack the first pitch, but is going to be thrown out at first for a quick out number 1 here as the Squatch are trying to be aggressive, trying to take this lead right back. They led early in last night's game and then eventually gave up the lead and were down by 1 before firing back in the 6th inning to take a 3-run lead. So we know that the Squatch are very capable of doing just that. We've seen it time and time again, and we hope that we were able to score in heaps and bounds in game 2. Take this lead right back as Johnny McHenry is up against Mitch Winter on the mound. That is going to be the end of the line for Jamison Eichart after he went 3 innings of 4-run ball, as McHenry sends that one high out towards right center. Wood calls it off for out number 2. So Johnny just gets under that one. Loud pop off the bat, but didn't send it out far enough. As Carson Green is going to come back in now and be the last hope here in the bottom of the 4th for the Squatch.
Center fielder, number 2, Carson Green.
So Mitch Winter, we saw him yesterday at first base for Gem City. I guess when the pitching struggles that have been happening for the Bison are occurring, you just go with what works, even if it's your first baseman on the mound. As he is now behind 2-0 to Green. But we can't say anything. We have plenty of guys who play utility roles, such as Cam Hoyland and Griffin Sheeran. Both guys who play in the field, and other days they join the starting rotation. A 2-1 now, and Green fouls that one off. It's now a 2-2 count. In fact, Hoyland against the Fremont Moo in game 2 earlier this week pitched 7 innings, scoreless, fanning 5. And he played left field last night, as Mitch Winter is going to have an easy 1-2-3 inning. So after a ground out, a pop fly, and a strikeout of Carson Green, Mitch Winter had himself an inning. So we head to the top of the 5th, excuse me, looking to keep this game tied and add on to it in the bottom half. But not before Kenji Miller comes out for his 4th inning of work, trying to put the last inning behind him. Squatch tied up with the Bison here in game 2.
Summer at the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City. Trade-in values are at an all-time high, and there's never been a better time to buy. With over 400 vehicles on location, you're guaranteed to find the right ride to take you into summer. And while you're here, make sure to sign up to win some great summer gear, like a Rice Honda side-by-side, Black Hills Fireplace Traeger smoker, a variety of gift certificates, and more. Come by and check out a great selection of vehicles and summer gear at any of the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City and at menholdsummer.com.
Bison, number 7, Tyler Godfrey.
The 3-4-5 hitters now in the bottom of the 4th inning as Tyler Godfrey steps in, the 3rd baseman, against Kenji Miller. Kenji, after giving up 3 runs in the top of the 4th, is looking to put that behind him. Here in the 5th, and he just has to get back to the basics, getting back to what he was doing earlier. Keeping these Bison hitters guessing, obviously easier said than done, but we know that Kenji can do it. We've seen it in his first 2 starts, and it many times tonight. 4 runs now, and 5 hits for the Bison. 2 of the runs that crossed were off of wild pitches that got behind home plate and let 2 runners cross. So Miller is looking to get through at least 5, maybe more if he makes this a quick 1-2-3. The pitch to Godfrey, lifts that one way high. Looks to be a lazy foul ball. Bachman runs over. 4 out, number 1. Bachman playing over there at second is just a defensive gem. Makes some great plays and spans over the entire right side of the infield. And then you have Johnny McHenry to the left side at short. It is just a very dangerous Sasquatch team offensively and defensively, as that one is going to be a high chopper. That is going to be foul as Bannister steps in and is quickly behind 0-1. So the blue skies have prevailed on this Saturday afternoon. We hope that continues. The 0-1 is going to get right at Palomino. The sliding grab, throws over in time. What a highlight-worthy play from Ivan Palomino. We love to see that. Thought it was going to get past him for a second. Able to make the sliding grab, gets up on his feet just in time to throw out Bannister. And what a dart over to O'Brien at first base. We've seen that play from Ivan a time or two. So now the first 2 batters retired in order, and Nico Pezzanella stepping back in with 2 outs. But man, what a play from Ivan. The third base position is all about reaction, and Palomino had every bit of it. Knew immediately off the bat where that was going, as that one is fired in for a strike. And a lot of the success, as we talk about, whether it be pitching or the offense, we don't talk as much about how the defense has come together, especially in the infield, really limiting the amount of errors. Earlier in the year, we had 6 errors in 1 game. That is not the recipe for success. I think that's quite evident. But ever since then, the Squatch have been really protecting their home field. As that one is going to be ball 4. As the ump didn't seem to, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not really sure what just happened. But Kenji Miller once more in question on the mound. After it looked like the ump was going to call that for a strike, then holds back. Instead it is ball 4. And that is going to be Pezzanella, who is 2 for 2 on the night, now taking his base. With Keegan Schultz stepping up, batting 6th. And they're going to get him in a pickle here as McHenry able to tag out Pezzanella. Great heads-up defense there from the Sasquatch, able to limit the threat there and get Nico out. So outside of the walk, Kenji Miller is able to escape that. And we head to the bottom of the 5th, still in a tied ball game. Let's go, Squatch. Let's put a few on the board.
Life, every day is a new beginning. Shine your light
Here in game 2, the Gym City Bison not letting the Sasquatch run rampant just yet, as they have fired back and scored 3 of their own in the top of the 4th to tie this game at 4. And Mitch Winter, the new arm on the mound, just pitched a 1-2-3 inning in the 4th. And hopefully that success does not continue for him here in the bottom of the 5th. And Ivan Palomino stepping in. We have the heart of the order for the Bison. As if you were just tuning in with us, you just missed an incredible highlight-worthy play from Ivan over at the hot corner. A hard liner over to third base. Ivan reached out in just a matter of seconds. Was able to extend the arm and glove the grounder and then throw over to first just in time to beat out Luke Bannister. So now the 1-2 from Winter to Ivan. Way outside for ball 2. We have been so spoiled in the past 2 weeks just being able to see what the Squatch offense is truly capable of, that I think we're in a bit of shock right now having to say, oh man, this is a tied ball game. What's happening? As that one is grounded over to the shortstop. McCafferty fires over in time to retire Ivan Palomino for out number 1. So now here comes Keenan O'Brien, batting 6th tonight. He got on base earlier.
First baseman, number 29, Keenan O'Brien.
And Keenan, one of those guys who has been a very valuable addition. We've had plenty of those. I've said that many times, but Keenan is just one example who has provided and contributed to our winning ways as we attempt to continue turning this season around and potentially win out the second half of this summer season and make our way into the playoffs, sitting pretty. But there's a lot of games to go before that, even though the Squatch, all signs are pointing in the positive direction, as O'Brien gives that one a ride, and somehow the right fielder had a very awkward fall over there, could not seem to track it down in time, but he's able to get a glove on it, and he seemed to have lost the fly ball in the air, as did I, but he came up with it somehow. So pop fly for out number 2 out to right field. As Andrew Johnson stepping in against Winter with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. That was Justin Ross out in right field. Took a really awkward fall. And Andrew swinging for the fences on that one. Strike 1. And that one is taken for strike 2. Quick 0-2 count now on AJ, with Drew Biggerstaff in the on-deck circle, in front of what is close to, if not already, a sold-out crowd this Saturday evening. The 0-2. And that one falls out of the zone, ball 1. I said this earlier, I'm really excited to be able to see the numbers for what we've come out with tonight. As I'm pretty positive our general manager Eric Schmidt said that there were only 12 tickets not sold coming into tonight's game. And that was before the game started, which obviously means that plenty of people were able to come if they wanted to and buy tickets at the gate. The full count to AJ. He's going to hit that one high, a little past third base. And the shortstop McCafferty calling that one off. He had a better look at it for out number 3. So, nothing to come here in the bottom of the 5th for the Sasquatch, but it is still anyone's game. All tied up at 4. The Bison, the Sasquatch, game 2, headed to the 6th, and so is Kenji Miller stepping back on the mound, wanting to go the distance tonight for his team.
All Balanced Bookkeeping, located right here in Spearfish, is your go-to place for all of your bookkeeping needs. Serving Spearfish for over 2 years, we have over 30 years of bookkeeping experience and can take care of any office tasks, large or small. Contact us now to get in touch with one of our many experienced bookkeepers.
So Keegan Schultz stepping in now for another look at Kenji Miller, who is back out for the 6th inning. You have to believe that after 5, giving up 4 runs, Kenji is wanting to go out for another inning. And interim head coach Nikki Winterstein, who is calling the shots in the Sasquatch dugout, is probably saying go right ahead. Knowing the stuff that Kenji has, I'm not very surprised to see him go another inning, although his pitch count is getting up. But we've seen him go deep into ball games his first 2 starts. Looking to do more of that in the 3rd. And Keegan Schultz is going to find a gap over there in left field as he gets past McHenry and Palomino for a leadoff single here in the 6th. So Kenji has to shake that one off. As the beer batter, Justin Ross, is stepping back in with a runner on first base and nobody out. And as Nikki is letting Kenji extend his pitching performance into the 6th, he is smartly going ahead and getting ready guys in the bullpen. It looks like Griffin Sheeran, who will be coming out of the pen at some point tonight, whether that be later in the 6th or the 7th. We hope the latter of the 2. We'd love to see Kenji be able to battle it through and get through 6 with the tie intact. As he throws over to O'Brien, and I'm back on. Apparently, is that right? As the social media man Sean Massa back with us. So, hi, I'm Win Andrews, voice of the Squatch. Daily reminder that you are here with us on Game 2 against the Bison. As Kenji's quickly ahead, 0-2. So Kenji not taking any chances with Keegan Schultz over at first base. Keegan's a very fast runner, very capable of stealing, and he's going to have to watch out. Squatch have been very well aware as he's going to try to steal for second, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. So there goes Ross for the 3rd time tonight. If you add them up all together, as the beer batter, or excuse me, that was Tyler Bradley last time. Now this is Justin Ross I was about to say, if Justin Ross was up, he just struck out 3 times in a row. And that would have been $3 off someone's beer. But unfortunately, that was only Tyler Bradley who struck out on the filthy pitch from Kenji. And now, that is going to be a steal of third base. As Keegan Schultz is having a journey around the world. Here in the 6th, went from first to second and now second to third. After the pitch in the dirt from AJ, and Johnson did not contest. So now runner in scoring position, a sac fly could do something. We hope that's not the case. Against the official beer batter now, Justin Ross. He has struck out twice tonight. We'd love to up that number to 3 times. 2 balls, no strikes. And now, a 3-0 count.
This is not ideal.
And Nikki, the interim head coach, staring out from the dugout. As that one is in the dirt, looks like this might be the end of the line for Kenji. As the hitting coach heads out to the mound, we'll have to see what the plan is, but they are motioning to the bullpen. It looks like it might be time for Griffin Sheeran.
With a state-of-the-art facility at your fingertips, look no further for your storage needs. Call 605-639-9798 to reserve yours today.
As there is a quick mound visit, but it is not. They are actually going to keep Kenji on. And this is a performance of grit and of trust in Miller to get through the top half of this inning. He went 7 innings last time, only giving up 1 run. And although the Bison have scored 4, you still feel good in a workhorse like Kenji. As everyone was confused for a second, looked like they were motioning to the bullpen. But they are going to let this be Miller's inning. Against Justice Panton, who's batting 9th. Runners on the corners now. 1 out. Double play would be nice, wouldn't it? So the 1 out pitch from Kenji. And that one is going to be lifted high and deep out towards center field. Green racing back, and that is going to be a beautiful catch. He caught that over his head. Did not look like that was going to be any chance of catching it. But he caught that, it looked like, for out number 2. Did not see a ball bounce anywhere. That one was over his head, way out at the warning track at the 400 sign at the batter's eye. As we are about to have a discussion right now, trying to figure out, it looked like he might have caught it. I did not see a baseball hit the ground. So the umps are about to meet up here, trying to figure out what just happened. And Carson Green, the Lone Ranger out in center field, probably saying, well, I don't really know what he's saying because I thought he caught it, but maybe not. As none of us had a great view of it from the booth. But either way, the runner from third scored. As the Bison runner was very smart about it, waited until what looked like Carson Green caught it to tag up. But the runner, it should be a 5-4 ball game from what I think, in favor of the Bison. But there is some more confusion. Gotta love summer ball, man, I tell you what. So what's going on? Either way, this is the end of the day for Kenji Miller. As Griffin Sheeran, the man we were just talking about, who you see him over a lot of times in right field or at third base. Some other times he has a rocket of an arm. And I think it's best utilized personally on the mound, which is why we're seeing him come out of the bullpen tonight in Game 2. Griffin from Highland Ranch, Colorado. Spending his summer in Spearfish. So while he's getting his warm-up pitches in, we're just going to have a bit more confusion as there's going to be a slightly longer delay.
This July 2nd, they get fireworks for a birthday. Kyle Smith, happy birthday, Kyle.
So the lineup is now going to roll over either way, whether or not Justice Panton was out after sending that one out towards center field or not. Derek Wood's going to step in. The matter of the question is whether or not there are 1 or 2 outs, because heck, I don't know. We'll have to figure that out as Nicky Winterstein heads back to the dugout. But the Bison most likely have a 5-4 lead, I'd have to imagine, with runners still on the corners. Well, Justice Panton is still out there at first base, so my guess is as good as anyone else's right now, unless you had a better view on the live stream than I did. I don't think you would have. It's anyone's guess, but either way, Justice is over at first base, runners on the corners, a 1-out, top of the 6th, and the Bison have their first lead of the night. As everyone is still wondering what happened, they will be calling over to General Manager Eric Schmidt, who has a better view over there down at the dugout. So we'll have to figure it out, but there's still a lot of baseball left to be played. And either way, it's looking like we're just going to move on with business in a 1-run ball game in favor of Gym City. And Griffin Sheeran looking to implement a double play or strikeout. Either one of those works, but we need to keep this a 1-run ball game. Let's see what he has in store coming out of the pen. And there's going to be a steal from Justice. I tell you what, the Bison just can't quit trying to steal. And they have been successful every time tonight. I don't have an exact number of how many guys have stolen, but there have been many.
Well, that's what I think everybody's confused, because he came up with it so quickly that everybody just assumed he caught it.
So that one was a single? Oh, so we have our general manager, Eric Schmidt, with us in the booth explaining to us like a booth review. It apparently seems that Green's catch in center field was not one after all. He apparently just came up with it quick as he does. A great defender in center field. And he just seemed to trick everyone here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, thinking that he made the catch. And Eric did just make a great point saying that there would be an argument from Carson if he knew that he caught it. So a 1-2 count now, and after Panton steals second base, runners both in scoring position on second and third with only 1 out. As Derek Wood has stepped back in. Griffin having to come into a tough spot. Down 1 now. And trying to limit the damage to that. As the 1-2-3 hitters are up. But he's ahead 1-2 to Derek Wood. The pitch. Low for ball 2. I mean, it is no surprise, you know, the Bison are really trying to take the first win of the matchup against the Sasquatch. Sasquatch have won the first 4, including a sweep last week. And at some point or another, they're going to be fed up. They are a good offensive team, as you have seen tonight so far. They have fired all the way back, take a 1-run lead. And perhaps even a bigger deal is that ever since the bottom of the 3rd inning, the Bison, who have struggled all year on the mound, have been keeping the Sasquatch at bay. The last 2 innings, no runs have scored, which sounds pretty normal for baseball, but not with the tear that the Sasquatch have been on, combined with the problems that the Bison have had pitching-wise. The full count from Griffin. That one's going to get past him. AJ is rushing to it. A wild pitch. Nowhere near in time as that is going to score Justin Ross from third base. And now it is a 6-4 ball game in favor of the Bison. So things have started to turn on its head just a bit. Sheeran was ahead of the count, but a very patient at bat from Derek Wood as he was able to fight back into it. Now that is going to be the third run of the night off of a wild pitch. And you don't like that, but that is just how it is sometimes. Runners on the corners, still one out. It has been a long inning. And what are they going to do? They are going to steal once more because they are just doing it at will. Runners on second and third again, so there have hardly been any double play opportunities no matter what happens. If a ball is put on the ground, the traditional 6-4-3 double play would probably not be in order. As the Bison have been very smart and very fast on the base paths tonight. Sheeran now behind 2-0 in front of a very, very large crowd here in Spearfish. So with the offensive firepower of Spearfish, Sasquatch are never out of a game, but you want to do your best to be able to limit the damage and keep this a 2-run game if you can. So the Squatch can fight back into it. Anything can happen in summer ball. We've seen the Sasquatch fight back from a 5-run deficit in the top of the 9th inning against a game in Hastings, Nebraska against the Sodbusters earlier this year. And that was in the really rough stretch to start the season. And you can't tell me that we can't do that now against the Bison. But we have to limit the damage here. So Gem City, before making their way into Spearfish yesterday, just completed a series win against the Casper Horseheads. They've been playing some good ball as well as of late. And you might be thinking there's not a lot of time in between now and last week when we played them, but they have improved as that one's going to be grounded to McHenry. McHenry fires home. That's going to be 1 out as AJ is going to be able to tag him out. Justice Pan came back from third, but not in time. Very heads-up play there from Johnny, able to glove it on the ground and throw for out number 2. So no run scores, still a 6-4 ball game. And 2 outs with Tyler Godfrey stepping in. So after a game that neared 5 hours last night after a lightning delay and a few other interruptions here and there, this game seems to be potentially a long-lasting one if it goes at the pace it has been tonight. Lots of base runners, lots of stealing, lots of pressure from both offenses. Both teams have been on base all night. And Sheeran using that rocket arm almost threw out Quinn McCafferty over at first base. He slid back just in time. So now the Bison have out hit the Sasquatch. 6 runs on 7 hits, showing a little of what they're capable of as an offense. It's going to be taking a low 4-ball one. Sheeran was originally in the starting rotation to start the year, but as more guys have started to come in, fill in the spots in the starting rotation, Griff has found a home for right now, at least, in the bullpen. With a hard-throwing guy like him, very important thing is that is going to work that time. The pickoff attempt is successful as Quinn McCafferty steps a little bit off first base bag, and Griffin Sheeran able to throw just in time. Perfect placement for Keenan O'Brien to tag out McCafferty for out number 3. So The Bison tag on 2 more here in the top of the 6th to take a 6-4 lead. The Squatch are ready to fire back. Let's hope that they do that here in game 2. We'll be right back with you. You're watching Squatch Baseball, ladies and gentlemen.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
So a beautiful night that it has turned out to be this Saturday evening, July 2nd at 8:37 p.m. here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. I am Win Andrews, your voice of the Squatch, coming to you live here as we have made it to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Bison have a 2-run lead, 6-4 ball game after they scored a pair in the top of the 6th. Squatch are looking to fire right back as they have done many times before. So with Mitch Winter back out for his 3rd inning, Biggerstaff's going to give that one a lift out towards left field. And that one seemed to carry a lot longer than it did originally. But then the left fielder cuts in on it and able to make the play for out number 1. So Trey Vorwald now batting 9th before the lineup rolls over. Nicky Winterstein on deck. As we mentioned earlier, Nicky Winterstein, who is the interim head coach for now, got his first head coach win last night and only his first attempt, so he's 1 for 1. We'd love to see him go 2 for 2 with a game 2 win tonight to potentially and hopefully win the series against the Bison. We have been very greedy, haven't given the Bison a single game yet. The 0-1, Vorwald fouls it back.
Now batting for the Sasquatch, Trey Vorwald. I got so distracted because we are out of chocolate ice cream at the concession stand. But we do have Samson Blueberry. We still have that.
So now with Mitch Winter, we saw him yesterday at first base on the mound for another inning of work. He is facing off with Vorwald. And Vorwald's going to put that one in play, and that was going to get past the outstretched arm of the third baseman and trickle into left field. So that is going to be a 1-out single for Trey Vorwald. He is a great presence at the plate, able to put it in play more often than not. And he did it right then. So here is Nicky Winterstein. All right, coach, if you want to win your 2nd game, you have a chance to do something about it right here, at least to tie it. Let's see what he can do as the lineup card rolls over against Mitch Winter. Winter, who came in to replace Jameson Eichhardt earlier in tonight's game, has had a couple of pretty easy innings so far, but the Squatch are looking to change that narrative here in the 6th, with Vorwald on first base and Nicky Winterstein stepping in. And Vorwald has a good lead off of first. We'll see if he tries to steal at any point. we got to start catching up with the Bison in that category. I mentioned earlier how Gym City's offense has been running rampant around the base paths, but you might be surprised at the number I'm about to tell you. Tonight in Game 2, the Gym City offense has stolen 11 bases. You heard that right, as Nikki Winterstein is down on strikes. The swing and the miss for out number 2 on the outer edge of the plate. That's going to bring in Ryan Bachman, who is the final hope here in the 6th. But yes, that is correct. 11 stolen bases. We are not through 6 innings of play yet. I had to sit there and let that one sink in for a minute. As the Squatch themselves are a very aggressive team, always testing the arm of the catcher behind the plate. And the tying run up with Ryan Bachman. The 1-0. He is going to send that one out towards center field, as the center fielder is now backtracking a few steps, as he couldn't get a read on it originally, but is able to track it down for out number 3. So Vorwald gets on with 1 out, but nothing comes of it after that, as the Bison and Mitch Winter get out of a 6th inning. 1 out single from Vorwald. So we head to the top of the 7th, looking to keep this a 2-run ball game in hopes of firing back sooner rather than later. And we are back now in the top of the 7th inning, as Griffin Sheeran is now on the mound for his first full inning in relief, as Davis Carr is now behind the plate. We saw Davis yesterday. Looks like he'll be taking over for Andrew Johnson for the remainder of the game behind the dish. And we just got done doing the chicken dance in between innings. We just had the biggest barrage of folks gather around behind home plate and dance, and that was really entertaining. And if anything, it showed me that obviously I don't really know the motions to the actual chicken dance. That's a bit embarrassing. I had it all wrong. But they showed them how it was done, as the Squatch are having to trail this one so far. 6-4 ball game after the Bison scored 3 in the 4th and 2 in the 6th. And Griff on the mound looking to keep it right where it is right now. don't want any more drama as he has to face the 3-4-5 hitters for the Bison. The 1-2 to Tyler Godfrey. Soft grounder, just foul. Palomino gathers that one. Throws back to Griffin on the mound. Ivan over at third base tonight. Gabe Springer manned it yesterday. And if you remember Gabe, he has found his footing here in Spearfish. After a otherwise slow start to his season offensively, he has found it all together and has been great for the Sasquatch offense. He is out of the lineup tonight to get a breather, but last night he went 3 for 4. Which further emphasizes the point that no matter what lineup the Sasquatch come up with each day, there is always a chance to win. These guys just know how to win. They have found the winning formula, and they hope to continue that tonight, but they have to come from behind first as they are down by 2 runs. And Godfrey has now battled back after being initially behind 2 strikes. And now the full count, the payoff pitch fouled back. We'll do it again. So let's see what Sheeran can do. The full count once more. And that breaking ball did not break way up high for ball 4. That's going to be a leadoff walk. And Luke Bannister stepping in, batting 4th. So with Sheeran coming out of the bullpen to replace starting pitcher Kenji Miller, this reminds me that we have to give a special shout out to the guys who don't seem to get that much recognition. I don't know. That's a mix between recognition and Michigan, I guess. But recognition is what I meant to say. As that is a first pitch strike to Luke Bannister. But we're talking about the bullpen guys in general, as they have found their momentum as well. Just last night, Drew Hetke came out, went 2 2/3 scoreless innings without allowing a hit or walk, striking out 3 in the process. And Dylan Ritchie went 1 2/3, giving up 1 run and striking out 3 as well. He shut the door on the Bison in the 9th inning after they were threatening to come back. So key contributors to the success that the Squatch have had are all over the field. So with the runner on first and Griffin on the mound, Godfrey might be a little more hesitant to try to steal second after the pickoff attempt was successful to end the top of the 6th, courtesy of Griffin. And that one's going to be low for ball 3, so it is now a 3-1 count to Bannister with nobody out and Godfrey on first. But keep in mind what I said, be ready to watch for these Bison runners, as they have stolen 11 bases so far tonight. That is unheard of. The 3-1 from Griffin, way low for ball 4. So now runners on first and second, nobody out, as Griffin has gotten ahead in both counts and has ended up walking both. So bit of a hard start now in the top of the 7th, and there's going to be a quick mound visit to talk things over.
And don't forget, last call on all beer and wine sales will be at the conclusion of this inning. Get your ice cold
As we have some guys now warming up in the bullpen for us. It looks to be Gavin Van Horn. He had a short appearance out of the pen last night before eventually being relieved by Dylan Ritchie. I believe he only went 1/3 of an inning in a weird situation. And Coach Winterstein was playing matchups last night against the batter, so that was the end of the line for Gavin Van Horn in game 1. But he has plenty left in the tank for game 2. But we hope we don't need him yet, as runners are on first and second and nobody out. And now Nico Pezzanella. Who else? The man who's 2 for 2 and has a walk to add to his name with runners on. So Pezzanella from Sparks, Nevada, goes to Temple Community College alongside his teammate back home, Luke Bannister, who just took second base. After that, it's going to get past Davis Carr. Now runners are on second and third. They didn't even have to attempt the double steal. They just did it off of the wild pitch. There's been a bit too many of those tonight in game 2. 3 runs have crossed off of some wild pitches. A few of those can be considered passed balls, most likely. The 1-1 now with runners on second and third. So now a 1-2 count. We'd like Pezzanella's perfect night to end. Seven hits for each team to this point. Let's see it, Griff. What do you got? The 1-2. Swing and a miss. That's more like it. Sits down Nico Pezzanella. Now he is 2 for 3 on the night, after Griff blew that fastball right by him. That's what we're used to seeing from Mr. Sheeran on the mound. During his time in the starting rotation, he was attacking hitters directly, not issuing many walks whatsoever, relying on that fastball just to blow it past him. He did it right there against Nico, and now he's going to try his luck against Keegan Schultz. 1 out now. And Keegan lifts that one out of play. So far in the second half of the summer year, the Squatch have a 2-1 record as the records reset after each half. And the Bison are 1-2. And that one's low to Schultz. We're hoping for a win tonight. It don't matter how it happens. We just want to see it. On this Saturday evening, fireworks night here at the stadium. The 1-1 fouled back. So now Schultz down to his last strike. So you might be thinking fireworks 2 days before Independence Day. You're celebrating the 4th a little bit too early, aren't you? Well, no, we are not. We will be having plenty of America-themed activities and all that good stuff on the 4th as we play the Canyon County Spuds. We hope you're here with us. 1-2 over the head of Schultz. Ducks down just a bit. He's a tall guy. And a good job from Carr to keep that one in front. So a 2-2 count with runners on second and third. Griff looking to retire Schultz. The pitch. Upstairs, ball 3. You don't want to get these bases juiced with the Bison lineup. The Sasquatch pitching was so on fire during that last week's series sweep against Gem City that I think it really underestimated the ability of this Bison team. They score, and when they score, it can get ugly. Swing and a miss there from Schultz, and we'll have to wait another batter to see any results of this inning, because that was blown right past him.
Batting out for the Bison, number 1, Tyler Bradley.
So back-to-back strikeouts after runners inherited first and second base and then eventually went to second and third. Now, Griff getting back to his old self is an out away from getting out of this jam. To Tyler Bradley, swing and a miss. Keep using that fastball. Can't catch up with the velocity yet. And a great call from Nicky as he decided to go with velocity, bringing Sheeran out of the pen after a whole night of off speed and breaking ball work from Kenji Miller, the starter. It's a hard combination to work with if you're an opposing team.
I hear the chants from the kids. They're chanting one more out. Let's join them.
So now, Sheeran's ahead 0-2. Would be huge to get out of this and keep this a 2-run game. Give the Squatch a chance to fight back as there's plenty of baseball left to be played. The 0-2 from Sheeran. Foul just back. So we'll try again. So the Squatch ERA as a team, 5.91. Not the best number, but a far cry from where it was a few weeks into the season, the summer, excuse me, with an ERA north of 8. As that one is lifted into shallow center, and Trey Vorwall is going to call it off for out number 3. So after runners get on first and second, nobody out, Sheeran is able to have a very gutsy performance. Headed to the 7th inning stretch. Squatch looking to pile on some runs and take this lead right back from the Gym City Bison in game 2. Don't go anywhere. We have a lot of baseball left to be played. And we are back here, the bottom of the 7th we go after the 7th inning stretch. And Mitch Winter back on the mound for another inning. And why not? If you are the Bison pitching staff, you are happy and very content with what Mitch has been throwing, as the Squatch have not scored since the bottom of the 3rd inning. But a great opportunity to do so here against a tiring Winter. And the 3-4-5 hitters for the Sasquatch up. We just had the kids run the bases during the stretch, and I definitely do not believe we have seen a number that large. We had to extend the Take Me Out to the Ball Game music, as there were so many kids running the bases, but we love to see it. As we are a little over halfway through this summer season. We love seeing the big crowds at home. It is firework night. And the Squatch looking to put up some fireworks here. Potentially take this game back from the Bison. but no could do through the first out of the 7th as Johnny McHenry strikes out swinging.
Batting now for the Sasquatch. Center
And
fielder,
now it is going to be
number 2,
Carson Green here with one out.
Carson Green.
So we wish you a very safe and happy 4th of July weekend with your loved ones. And if you are listening to us on the live stream, we are so glad you are here spending your time with us this Saturday night. We are having a good time here at the park. As Green fouls that one off. And we are looking at potential record numbers here at Black Hills Energy Stadium tonight. We will have a specific number for you later in terms of attendance. And the 1-1 now to Carson. And the dirt and off the glove of Nico behind the plate. So this is an interesting matchup here. The 2-1, Green versus Winter on the mound. Both of them teammates at Montana State Billings University. I know I've said that multiple times throughout this series, but now it's all coming full circle between the guy on the mound and the guy at the plate. You love to see that in summer ball. Always plenty of entertainment value. But unfortunately for Winter on the mound, I'm rooting for the guy in blue. Let's see Carson get on base here in this full count. The payoff pitch is going to be lined out towards center field, but Wood is going to cut it off just in time, knee high. Able to bend down and catch it for out number 2.
Batting for the Sasquatch, third baseman, number 13, Ivan Palomino.
So Ivan Palomino now here in the 7th, trying to extend the inning, looking to keep this going with Keenan O'Brien on deck. We'll see what he can do. Way outside. Winter's starting to pull a few more pitches to the outside. 1-0. Now goes 1-1. That one finds the zone. There is someone warming up in the Bison bullpen. We'll have to figure out who that is. And we'll have you a name as soon as they are introduced later on tonight. We hope that Mitch Winter does not finish the rest of this game. So no one on, 2 outs to Ivan, the 2-1. He's going to send that one out towards center field once more, and Woods able to get under it for out number 3. So he's been busy tonight as the Squatch have been sending him all out towards center field, but unfortunately not able to get them to drop. So we head to the top of the 8th. As the Squatch look to keep this a 2-run game. 6-4 ball game. Gem City has the lead on fireworks night. July 2nd, we're happy you're here with us. So Jack Jones leading off. They line up here for the Gem City Bison in the 8th inning. And Griffin Sheeran back out after completing his first full inning. In the 7th, he is back out for the 8th. The bullpen is busy for the Squatch as well. But we hope that we don't have to use anybody. So a quick 2-0 count now as Jack Jones is ahead of Sheeran. And that is going to be a substitution, as he is pinch hitting for somebody. Have to figure out as soon as I know. It looks to be Justin Ross. Well, that's no fun. Justin Ross was the beer batter. If he struck out again, more people get discounts on their beer. Not a cool move, Gem City. Not cool. Sheeran's behind, 3 balls, no strikes. Finds the zone there for a fastball. Strike 1. Seven hits now for each team. Bison have a 2-run lead. Late in this game, we are in the top of the 8th. And Sheeran is looking to fight his way back into the count after being down 3-0. And now the count runs full. As this is Jones's first look, obviously. His first action in tonight's game. So we'll see him for the rest of the game. Full count, he loses him. As that's going to be a leadoff walk for Griffin. Jack Jones takes first base. And now a mound visit, as it is going to be the end of the day for Griffin. He did his job. As the Bison have gotten the better of the matchup tonight so far, but Griffin did what he could with the situation he was dealt. Went over a little over 1 inning pitch tonight, giving some very, very important middle relief for the guys in the pen. And now it is going to be Gavin Van Horn's inning here in the 8th. As we said last night, Gavin came in, was only able to stay around for less than an inning, as Coach Winterstein went to play matchups against the guy coming up for Gem City. And so Gavin was eventually replaced by Dylan Ritchie. So there's plenty more where that came from for Gavin. He is well rested, has not pitched very much, and he'll have the opportunity tonight. And with a runner on first, hoping to keep it a 2-run game.
With a lot of fans in the stands, we got a pile of cash to give away soon with our 50-50 join. We will be doing that at the end of the 8th inning.
So as Gavin Van Horn is getting his warm-up pitches in, we are going to be right back with you. This is a 2-run ball game. Bison on top, hopefully not for long. I'm Win Andrews, your voice of the Squatch. We'll be right back with you in just a few moments. The first look at Gavin tonight, as he steps on the mound in relief of Griffin Sheeran. This will be the second guy out of the pen tonight for the Squatch. It has been a bit more of a laborious day for the Sasquatch pitching staff. The Bison have fired back, as they have scored 1 in the 2nd, 3 in the 4th, and 2 in the 6th. We're hoping that is what they cap out at tonight, with a runner on first and Jack Jones and Justice Panton. Stepping in, he fouls that one back. It is a quick 0-2 count. It's been very fun being able to see Gavin come out of the pen in situations like this with runners on, especially during last homestand. He was lights out. Fires back to first. That one gets away from O'Brien. But nothing to come of it as Jack Jones stays put. A beautiful evening here in Spearfish, South Dakota. So glad that you are joining us, as it is all just blue skies around us as the sun has set. And we are approaching 9:15 in just a few minutes. So Gavin fires that one up as a firework goes off in the distance. We've seen plenty of those throughout tonight's game. After all, it is fireworks night, and we'll be seeing plenty of them after the game. The 1-2 to Justice Panton. And the pitch. Outside. Ball 2. So Justice has had a good night. He is 2 for 2 after batting .210 throughout the first half of the season. Then a very important part to the Bison run here in game 2. Swing and a miss, as he couldn't do anything there. His perfect night is over as Gavin Van Horn retires him as he heads back to the Bison dugout. So 1 out and a runner on first base for the leadoff hitter, Derek Wood. Wood's had plenty of action out in center field. Squatch have sent many pitches out that way. And first pitch, just out of the zone for ball 1. As the wind is starting to pick up here, but it is nothing that is too cold. It is the perfect temperature here. 71 degrees and windy. I'll take that any day of the week, as obviously it is a dry climate here in Spearfish. South Dakota does not get much rain, so when it is hot, it is blazing. But the wind helping us out here, keeping it cool. And just a great night for a sold-out crowd, which is what we have. The 2-0, that one is going to be grounded up. Soft grounder, McHenry charging, and it's going to get right past him. Gets right under the glove, and that is going to allow Jack Jones to go to third. Palomino's not in time as that one is thrown to third, and that is going to be a steal from first to second from Derek Wood. So now runners on second and third and 1 out. We've seen this way too many times tonight.
Now batting for the Bison, number 9, Quinn McCafferty.
But at least that was actually from a ball put in play. Every other steal for the most part had just been the Bison runners going at will, taking any base they can. So now Quinn McCafferty with runners on second and third. Gavin doing everything he can to keep this a 1-run game. And a pop butt and a diving catch from Keenan O'Brien in foul ground. Reaches out and makes a miraculous play. Didn't look like he was going to get in on time. McCafferty showed butt at the last second. And O'Brien being very smart about it. He was cutting inward on the infield, knowing that it was potentially going to be a bunt. Makes the play in foul ground for out number 2. That was a huge play. Let's take advantage of it, as Tyler Godfrey steps in with 2 outs. A 2-run lead is definitely manageable for the hot Sasquatch offense. They've only scored 4 tonight, but who's to say that that is all we have up our sleeves. 1-0. Now goes even at 1 after that strike. Luke Bannister in the on-deck circle. We want to see him in the 9th. The 1-1, 2 outs. It's going to be popped up foul. Carr runs back, knows that one's not going to be in play. But what a night for baseball. Whether it be you joining us on the live stream or everyone making it out to the park tonight, it has just been fun. We love seeing these crowds. We love seeing people being this engaged in Sasquatch baseball. Makes it even more fun when the Squatch go on their winning ways the way they have. Past few weeks, as they are winners in their hold on, let me rephrase myself here. Winners of their last 8 out of 10. Squatch are looking to extend that number. Will they come from behind win tonight? They're going to have to keep this a 2-run game, though, and get those bats back to the hot level they were at. As that is now going to be a walk. Bases are loaded now for Luke Bannister, so unfortunately we cannot wait until the 9th to see him.
Now batting for the Bison,
A very dangerous scenario here with bases loaded. We've seen Bannister turn on one before. You don't want to see him do it again. Godfrey was 0 for 3, but just took his base after the full count walk, and that was going to be hit out towards Carson Green, so a potential break as Winterstein calls it off in right center for out number 3. So 1 pitch and 1 out after the high pop fly from Luke Bannister. So Gavin Van Horn comes in and takes care of business, as this is still a 2-run game and still 2 more innings for the Squatch to take that lead back. It is fireworks tonight. We're hoping that the offense can put some fireworks up on their own in the next 2 innings. But the Bison have a 6-4 lead headed to the bottom of the 8th.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice strike.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
batting for the Spearfish Sasquatch.
Leading off in the bottom of the 8th is Keenan O'Brien stepping in against who else on the mound? Mr. Mitchell Winter, who has now gone 4 innings of relief after Jamison Eichart was only able to go 3 innings. The Squatch were all over him. He gave up 6 hits and 4 runs. But ever since Winter came in the 4th, he has been lights out. The Squatch have not been able to find any sort of success against him. He's only given up 1 hit, and he struck out 3. And he is working on his 5th inning of relief. We'd like to get into the Bison bullpen any way we can. And a perfect opportunity here as Mitch is probably getting a bit tired on the mound. Big swing and a miss there. Big cut from Keenan O'Brien. As we are in the last third of this game, the 8th inning. A 6-4 ball game. Squatch looking to cut back into it, but unable to do so there as Keenan O'Brien down on strikes. A swing and a miss strikeout for Mitch Winter. That's his 4th of the night. And now Davis Carr stepping in as he replaced Andrew Johnson earlier tonight. Carr was 1 for 4 last night, driving in 2 runs. We'd love to see him get on base as the opportunities are starting to dwindle now for Spearfish. If Winter pitches like this every night, I'm sure the Bison will just try. They would probably just prefer to have him out there on the mound every game, because they have had a rough go of things. As the Bison, as I said earlier, are pitching to a collective 8.89 ERA. And there we go. There is a 1-out walk to Davis Carr. That can get us going.
Batting now for the Sasquatch, our designated hitter for the night, number 30, Drew.
As there's going to be a quick mound visit there with Winter to discuss what to do with Drew Biggerstaff coming up. Drew singled, and he has also sent a few balls deep tonight. And that is going to be the end of the line for Winter after he goes 4 1/3 innings pitched with only 1 hit ball, striking out 4. And after the 1-out walk to Davis Carr, they decided that was going to be the end of the line. So we will see if the gamble pays off as they are bringing out another one of their pitchers. We will have a name for you when we get it. But a great opportunity now here in the 8th for the Sasquatch. Biggerstaff's batting 8th. If he were to get on, Trey Vorwald comes up, and then that lineup rolls over if the inning were to continue. But either way, we will see at least part of the first 3 hitters for Spearfish in the 9th inning. As this is going to be Marco Faria. He is from Miami, Florida. Plays at Cameron College. And through 6 games played, he has an 8.73 ERA. Okay, we can work with that. Small sample size, 11 1/3 innings. But he has struck out 19 in the process. So that'll be interesting to see. A very good matchup here. So with striking out that many and only 11 1/3, you'd have to imagine that command is going to be Faria's problem, if any at all. He has the high heat. He just has to be able to control it. And the good thing for us is that these Squatch hitters aren't going to swing at anything. They wait until they're able to square up on the pitch they like, and they will foul off until they get it. So we'll see what Marco Faria, the new pitcher in, has in store. The Bison are trying to win their first game against the Squatch this season. And the Sasquatch have taken the first 4 against them. And maybe Biggerstaff can go yard here and keep this game tied. But there we go. Fastball very fast, finds the zone, strike 1. So, do the Sasquatch have it in them tonight to take over and potentially win a game 2 in comeback fashion? 7 runs still for both teams, and now we are seeing how those 3 runs that came across off of passed balls are really starting to hurt. as Davis Carr's way off the base path, and he is going to be out. As he tried stealing second, but it looks like he is going to be out for out number 2. So very, very bad luck. Carr had a bit of indecision there as he looked like he was trying to steal second. Got way off the base path, had to slide back, but not in time. As once again, Luke Bannister showing off that arm from behind the plate. He tagged out McHenry earlier tonight, and he did the same with Carr. So now nobody on, and Faria firing strikes like that. Oof. Let's hope that Biggerstaff can continue this inning. But now, the 2-2 with no one on and 2 outs. Outside, ball 3. Anything helps. And Drew's a very patient hitter. And that one is going to be grounded softly right back to Faria. And he is going to throw back, and a great job from Schultz to keep his foot on the bag. But after Carr is tagged out at first base, that is going to end the inning as the 9-1-2 hitters are due in the bottom of the 9th. But first, you got to get through the top here as the Squatch are down 6-4. And Gavin Van Horn coming out for another inning of relief on fireworks night here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Don't go anywhere, folks. It is a good one. Back here as the fireworks are going off out towards left field. And a very fun matchup between the hungry Gym City Bison looking for their first win against the Spearfish Sasquatch this season. And the Squatch looking to get back into this game and walk this baby off in the bottom of the 9th. But first, Gavin Van Horn has to take care of business in the top half of the inning, as he's facing off against the 5, 6, 7 guys. Nico Pezzanella. And stepping in now. So just as we were talking about last night with Drew Hetke's confidence on the mound, we've seen that with Gavin Van Horn. Had a really rough start to the year. Has found some momentum to take with him in his last few appearances. Van Horn is from Columbus, Ohio, plays at Capital University, alongside 2 other Sasquatch teammates, Justin Mason and Connor Jones, both of them fellow pitchers. As that one is going to be hit deep out towards right field. Winterstein has to watch that one go. And that is going to be just foul. And what in the world? Not sure about that one. Couldn't see as I lost it in the darkness, but I just assumed from the way it came off the bat that ball was gone. But it appears to have been just right of the right field pole to go foul, and it looks like the coach for the Bison is going to walk out there and talk it over with the ump. I'd like to see a replay of that one. Maybe it was more foul than I supposed, but I also lost it in the stadium lights.
108-5729.
So just foul is the call, as it appeared to be curving just to the right of the 330-foot pole in right field. So false alarm, folks. Didn't mean to give you a heart attack. We have another chance, a 2-2 now, as Pezzanella lifts that one out towards the left side. Vorwald rushing in, unable to make the grab, as that one was foul and out of play. Last night was Price's Right night in game 1. We had a 9-6 win to celebrate. Tonight we hope for more of the same fortune, as it is fireworks night. And tomorrow, we hope you're here for the Sunday matinee in game 3. As hopefully by that time the Squatch will be looking to sweep the Bison. So now a full count again to Nico, with no outs here in the top of the 9th. Pezzanella and Bannister, who is batting 4th tonight. It is a really tough 4-5 punch in the middle of this lineup, as Davis Carr looks to be a bit shaken up. Poor Davis, I tell you what. Hope he is okay, as Dylan Ritchie's going to go out there to check on him. Man, Davis has taken an absolute beating behind the plate so far this season. We hope he is okay, as the trainer is out there. We were going to have a brief interruption here just to check on Davis. Hopefully everything is okay. But it is supposed to be a beautiful day tomorrow, Sunday afternoon, 4:05 first pitch. It is looking to be Hunter Pauley on the mound and Keenan O'Brien at the dish. So, an exciting battery to watch there. But as I always tend to do, don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Squatch still have some unfinished business tonight, as they're hoping to walk it off in the 9th inning in front of a sold-out crowd. It is 9:33 p.m. Mountain Time here, and no one is left. They're here for some great Squatch baseball and fireworks, as that one is just outside, right off the edge of the plate. And after a long battle, Pezzanella is going to take a leadoff walk.
Now batting for the Bison, number 21, Keegan Schultz.
So here's Keegan Schultz once more. He's had a good night so far. Pezzanella 2 for 3 now, with 2 walks on the night. Just another example of the Bison offense, putting it in play. And they have just played an all-around great game to this point. You have to give them props. They've stolen 11 bases, which is an unreal amount, and have been able to put it in play to take a 2-run lead. And we knew coming into this series, after sweeping them in 3 games last week, they have chips on their shoulders. They are looking to win game 2 tonight, as the Squatch have posed sort of a bully mentality over these guys. No balls, 2 strikes, and Pezzanella on first base. The pitch did not offer. Pezzanella's easily able to take second, and he's going to try for 3, as that one is going to get past Davis Carr, and he is down for the count. He is not having a good night. So the second batter in a row, he is down, and it looks like that is going to be a headshot. Not sure if that one bounced from the dirt, but goodness gracious, we hope that Carr is okay. Pezzanella reaches third, after Gavin has to come off the mound and get that one in foul ground. So a scary moment here. We hope that car is okay. We will have an update as soon as we have one and let you know. But for now, we're going to take a quick break in the action and a 6-4 ball game in favor of the Gem City Bison. So we'll be right back with you. Do not go anywhere. It's a close one.
Walk through life. Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day. And everything's going your way. And you wanna make it last forever. We'll keep it together, 'cause it keeps getting better. Hey, it keeps getting better.
Back here at Black Hills Energy Stadium for some ninth inning drama. I'm Win Andrews, the voice of the Squatch. Happy to be here with you on the call in Game 2 against the Gem City Bison. And we just had a short break in the action and a 1-2 count from Gavin Van Horn to Keegan Schultz after a one-hopper in the dirt seemed to get under Davis Carr's face mask behind the plate. As he has had a rough go of things, already been hit twice tonight, and that time around it appeared that they had to do a concussion check. But he somehow stays in the game. What a gutsy player Davis is. I hope he is okay. But in the meantime that ball got away from him, Pezzanella made his way all the way from first to third base and still nobody out. So we're going to need some we're going to need some immaculate work from Gavin Van Horn on the mound to get out of this one unscathed. The 2-2. Keegan, swing and a miss. That's a good start. Takes care of Schultz for out number 1 via strikeout. And Pezzanella can't do a thing about it as to stay over at third base. As we are approaching the bottom third now of the Bison order. Tyler Bradley batting 7th tonight with 1 out, followed by Jack Jones. And that one is taken out for ball 1. So another long game tonight. Both teams have flexed their muscles respectively. And there's going to be a steal home from Pezzanella, at least an attempt on the bunt, which is fouled back. So thanks to the fouled bunt attempt, Pezzanella has to run back to third. He was halfway down the line as the pitch was going on. very grateful he did not steal home there for what would have been the 12th stolen base, as that one was going to be a quick bunt, and that is going to be tagged out but safe, as Carr can't hold on to the ball. So Pezzanella, very aggressive. Carr knew exactly what was happening. Nico ran down the third base line. Carr had it, but on the tag, unable to keep the ball in the glove. Gets away, so some really bad luck there. And now it is a 7-4 ball game with one out, and that is going to be a bunt single for Tyler Bradley. So the Squatch now have to battle back after another run is added to the board here in the ninth for the Bison. It is now a 3-run game. So here is Jones. And Van Horn keeping an eye over there at Tyler Bradley. Pitch taken. Called strike one. O'Brien over there at first base for the Sasquatch. He'll be catching tomorrow. Taken low for ball one. So no matter who has been on the mound, whether it be Kenji Miller, who started, Griffin Sheeran, who came in relief, or Gavin Van Horn, who has followed, the Bison have taken advantage of who they have faced off against. The offense has not made a mistake tonight, as they lead in all categories now on the scoreboard. 7 runs on 8 hits, no errors, compared to the 4 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for the Sasquatch. And there's the stolen base. Let's see if Carr can do anything about it. Way over the outstretched arm of McHenry, and that's going to let him steal third. Man. So Davis throws that one way over the head of McHenry. Johnny unable to come up with it. Trickles into center field. So once again, Pezzanella just went from first to third. The exact same thing happened for Tyler Bradley. Still one out, but now an even count, 2-2. Strike him out here. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Foul tip into the glove of Carr for out number 2. So the first 2 outs of this inning have both been courtesy of the strikeout from Mr. Van Horn, and he still has one more to go with Justice Panton stepping in. Is it a 7-4 ball game? Squatch looking to try to walk it off in the bottom of the ninth, but got to get out of this with Bradley on third base. So yeah, make it 12 stolen bases on the night for Gem City. And the Squatch to this point have not really shown a reason for them to be hesitant. And it has been free reign all night on the base paths. But let's end that right here. 2 balls, no strikes. There we go, taking 4, strike 1. As we said, you know that the Bison are having a good night. Justice Panton, who is batting below 220 on the year and batting 9th tonight in the lineup, is 2 for 3. And the Bison have been scoring across the innings. The Squatch have struggled a bit tonight, only scoring in their first 3 innings of play. And since the 4th have been held scoreless. So let's see it, Gavin. We know you can do it. Runner on third, a full count. 2 outs, the payoff pitch. Up high. So the inning will continue, and the lineup now rolls over for Derek Wood, the center fielder.
Batting for the Bison, number 15, Derek Wood.
Definitely a different lineup that we've seen in terms of aggressiveness for Gem City. As we said earlier, the first 3 games last week, the offense was still just as good for the Bison, but the Sasquatch pitching and the offense of their own really overshadowed anything that they had to offer. But tonight, so far, they have had a good one. That one is hit out towards Carson Green. He backtracks just a few steps to finish off the top of the 9th. A run scores, but it is still a very manageable 3-run ball game. We've seen plenty crazier in summer ball, including us making a 5-run comeback to eventually win the game earlier this season. So 3 runs is nothing, as the top of the order is due up as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Squatch looking to walk it off on fireworks night. To the bottom of the 9th we go with all walk-off aspirations. As the Squatch are down 7-4, it is a 3-run ball game. Squatch are looking to take game 2 tonight. The 9-1-2 hitters are up. But lucky for us, Trey Vorwald is at the plate, who has already gotten on base 3 different times tonight. And none would be bigger than taking a walk here in the 9th with Winterstein on deck and Ryan Bachman following. Trey is 2 for 2, along with a walk. He's had a good night. That one is going to be grounded off the glove of the pitcher, and Trey racing. He's going to get there in time. So there we go. No matter how you get on base, it does not matter as long as you're there. And we've had a few crazy plays like that tonight, but we will take it. So there is what we need. The answer, Trey Vorwald on first base, nobody out, and Nicky Winterstein leading off. Let's get this rally going, boys. Against Marco Faria. He's back out for another inning after replacing Mitch Winter in the 8th. Let's see what Nicky can do. Way inside, ball 1. So that'll be scored an error off of the glove of Faria. A grounder. That got over the glove, and that was going to be a called strike 1. Winterstein not sure about that one. It's now going to be a 1-1 count. Squatch looking to take game 2. This would be a devastating blow for the Bison, as they have come so close to a potential win. So Nicky now behind 1-2, trying to catch back up into this count. Bachman on deck, and McHenry lurking in the hole. Vorwald on first base, nobody out. Faria throws it hard. The question is, can he keep that command? Mentioned this earlier, he has an 8.73 ERA through 11 1/3 innings pitched. And with the way he throws it, it has to be command. but not to be there as he finds the strike zone, and Nicky can't catch up to it for out number 1. He blows it right past him. So now Ryan Bachman with 1 out and a 1 on is stepping in. We need at least 1 more on. And Ryan Bachman is a great on-base candidate. He's very patient at the plate, but can turn on one in a heartbeat. Faria throws back to first base. And Vorwald almost slips off the bag, but he keeps his footing. In the last inning, we did have Davis Carr on first base, but he wandered a bit too far off the base path and was eventually thrown out. So an 0-1 count now to Ryan. Vorwald over at first still. We got to give him something to work with. And the pitch is going to be a broken bat. Grounded softly. Bachman's racing. That's going to get off the glove of Panton. So runners on first and second. That will be scored an error to him. That should have been a routine grounder throw to first, but not to be. As there is no one warming up in the Bison bullpen. They are going to let this be Faria's game to lose. And after the first 2 plays, one an error off of Faria's glove, and then Panton's that allowed Ryan to score. Ryan to reach to first. Might not be his game to lose. Might be the entire defense's. So in a late inning situation like this, the Bison are not going to risk trying to warm up another guy in the pen, as the Bison have struggled enough already on the mound, and they have had a pretty decent game tonight, keeping the hot Sasquatch offense to only 4 runs. But now they are in a predicament now with runners on first and second, only 1 out, and the tying run stepping up to the plate.
We bring on our shortstop, number 27, Johnny McHenry.
And here is Johnny McHenry in a really huge spot. Would love for him to reach somehow. Got to keep this inning going. It's a 3-run ball game, but McHenry could tie it with 1 swing of a bat. Taken outside, ball 1. Something about this team that we have understood from the beginning. This team never says die. We've seen it time and time again. So patient at the plate. They are waiting for their pitch, and they will take advantage if Marco Faria can't throw it to them. 2 balls, no strikes. Johnny being very patient. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Big hack there. Carson Green on deck. And Faria trying to work through the stressful 9th. Way inside. Pitch away from loading these bases. And man, oh man, bad news for Marco. He has Carson Green, who is waiting if Johnny were to reach to get bases loaded. Carson has been hitting the ball very well, to say the least. And that one graced the edge of the plate for a full count. So down to his last strike. What can Johnny McHenry do in this moment? The payoff pitch, and that is going to be outside, so bases are juiced. 1 out. Faria can't find the zone, and now time for Carson Green to show out. The stage is his.
Bases loaded for center fielder, number 2, Carson Green.
And man, we have been seeing Carson being able to put it into play over and over. He has been belting them deep, right, left, center, you name it, wherever it is, he has been hitting it hard. 1 out, bases loaded. The pitch to Carson. Inside, almost hit him. And the Bison, knowing that the struggles they've had on the mound, are on the edge of their seats as the Squatch are knocking on the door. 1 run scored for the Bison in the top of the 9th. We'll see how big of a factor that plays, as Green is now down to his last strike. Swung around on the fastball, a 1-2 count. 2 errors here in the 9th inning. Marco's pitch. Swing and a miss, and that one's going to get past him. Green's going to race to first, and that's going to be a slide. Vorwald gets back, and what in the world? Any way you can take it. Might I say it once more? That was a swinging strike 3. Gets past Pezzanella behind home plate. That scores Vorwald, and Green beats out the throw. There was not even a throw. It was uncontested. As Green can fly, it is a 7-5 ball game. And now the winning run with Ivan Palomino. Taken up high. Marco has to throw him a strike. They will not fall for those balls outside of the zone. Keenan O'Brien on deck. Or excuse me, there is an error now, so Green was beat out. The swinging strike 3, he does not reach first base. They didn't rule it, got past him, so he is out at first base, as he has a blooper, and Ivan, just a little bit of soft contact, is lined out directly to Schultz, the first baseman. So the Bison finally get their first win on the board against the Spearfish Sasquatch in 5 tries. Sasquatch still lead the series 4-1, but now both teams have a 2-2 record to start this second half. So a lot of action tonight, but unfortunately, the Squatch weren't able to pull through in the 9th inning, and they fall 7-5 to a very hard-fought game against the Gem City Bison, who were hungry from the start. So as the Bison line up for victory formation on the mound, we'll be right back with you for a quick post game, as the fireworks are starting and all the players will be participating in it with the crowd. So we will not be having a post game here with us in the booth again tonight, but we will have the stats ready for you and everything that happened tonight, all of the game action in just a few moments. Squatch lose game 2, 7-5. So Squatch Nation, back here with you on the post-game call just a few minutes before the fireworks start here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. I am Win Andrews, your voice of the Sasquatch, and we are so glad that you tuned in with us tonight on the live stream, as 745 people hung out with us tonight at Black Hills Energy. It was a great night for some baseball and about to be a great night for some fireworks. Unfortunately, they were not treated to the Sasquatch Game 2 victory that we were hoping for, but that is okay. We have a chance to take the series tomorrow in Game 3, a Sunday matinee starting at a 4:05 first pitch. Hunter Pauly on the mound and Keenan O'Brien catching for him. So that'll be a fun game right there. But so far in Game 2, the Bison got the best of Spearfish. After the Squatch hitters were able to chase off Jamison Eichhart, the starting pitcher. He only went 3 innings of 4-run ball. Mitchell Winter came in and went 4 1/3, only giving up 1 hit for the Bison. And throughout those middle innings, that was really where the Squatch struggled on the defensive end on the mound. So Mitchell Winter gets the win, and Kenji Miller takes the loss for Spearfish after he went 5 innings, giving up 5 hits and 4 runs and striking out 6. So Griffin Sheeran, who came out in relief, gave up 2 runs, and Gavin Van Horn adds a run to his ERA, as the Bison definitely were firing on all cylinders tonight. But not to say that we can't get the better of them tomorrow. We have won 4 out of 5 against them after all. So plenty of time and a very exciting matchup tomorrow in Game 3, as we will be trying to take the rubber game and win this series for our 4th series win in a row. Would be huge, as everyone is gearing up to head over and sit on the field for the fireworks that will be happening in just a few moments. But on the offensive end, Ryan Bachman went 1 for 4, and Nikki Winterstein added in a 1 for 5 night, as both he, Bachman, and McHenry all drove a run across. Unfortunately, those were in the early innings, as the Spearfish Sasquatch were unable to score until the 9th inning. They scored consecutively in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd innings, and then were unable to do anything until the 9th when 1 run crossed. But at the end of the day, a 7-5 ball game in favor of the Gem City Bison, as you can see the beautiful fireworks. There's a reason there's 745 of us tonight. It is a beautiful night here at Spearfish, and we are so glad that you are here witnessing it with us over the live stream, even though you're not here with us right now in person. But with that being said, we are going to finish this game off with the beautiful sight of these fireworks coming out from left field. But for now, all I have to say is I am Win Andrews, the voice of the Sasquatch. Glad that you were here with us tonight. We try to take Game 3 tomorrow and win this series against the Bison. It's been a fun one, folks. Hang in there. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.